Boys to the tractor boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term tractor boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the tractor boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, well, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire's also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles." And some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them, like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from.
Good morning, talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark through sale. Pardon me. It's the UK's biggest used car sale is now on. Check out arnoldclark.com. And Gabby's here. Gabby, Happy New Year, morning.
Is it a Happy New Year, Al? What's happy about it?
Oh, come on.
What's happy about it?
Well, Villa doing all right.
Okay, Happy New Year, Alan. How was your Christmas holiday, my friend?
Not bad. Yeah, usual.
Nice rest.
Loads of more and more kids. I don't know where they'll come from now.
Just the friends coming over, grandkids friends.
Yeah. I don't mind, crikey. You know, we've had our day, haven't we, Gab, with
Yes.
Christmas and stuff like that. But The weather could have been worse. With a few waking up thinking, crikey, the kids love the snow.
Yes, of course, yeah. It was nice.
More to come. By the way, if I just tell people coming from the east into London, no problem today.
Yeah, it seems okay out there, doesn't
it? A bit of puddles about, a bit of rain about, but no snow, sleet. I was going to come last night, and I thought I'll chance it. I read the report, and I thought, I'll be all right.
Yes.
I think it's going to get worse tomorrow.
Yes, Thursday, Friday, isn't it? Yeah. All over the country. So, it's been a bit of a crazy start to the year, hasn't it? Not just in sport.
Gab.
In the world, Alan.
I'm scared to put the news on now, to be honest.
Venezuela.
Well, and then Greenland next.
I know,
you know what I mean?
I know, yeah. Bit of a crazy start to the year, mate.
Santa thinks about that.
Say again.
Donald's picking a fight with Santa.
No, we're a crazy amount of sport on Alan. Football, I mean, where do you start?
Well, let's start with...
Who's going next?
I will come to Celtic, don't worry. But
yeah.
Let's start with West Ham.
Yes.
I was asked a few weeks ago. I said, no, I think West Ham can stay up. But the last 3-4 games I've had, I really have serious doubts now.
Yeah, I think you look at it, Alan, 21 games, 14 points, 18 games left. They probably need 10 wins, probably need 30 points to stay up this season, I reckon.
Gab, they get a break last night. They go one up. And, again, this is horrible. I shouldn't really be saying this, but I think if they had more homegrown players who understand West Ham's history, they fight like hell for that 1-0 lead.
But you know what's crazy, Al? If they won last night, they were 1 point behind Forest. Now they're 7.
Yeah.
And the turning point in the game for me was the disallowed goal for Somerville. It was unlucky. The rules say it's offside. I think it's harsh. That would have made it 2-0 and it would have been game over. Forest looked very poor.
I've given up the Liverpool goal. I've given up what is a goal and what isn't. I swear I don't understand the rules.
Yeah, but I do think it was fair to give the penalty. I mean, but the problem I've got with it, Al, is there's no consistency. Yes, Areola punches Gibbs White straight in the face. It's a penalty, of course, but we'll see that tonight and it won't be given.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's the problem with West Ham fans, and Nuno Santo will be so angry at that being given. But
so what are UEFA and FIFA, especially FIFA? What are they? What's their idea behind this? Is because we're still arguing about it.
Everyone's got different rules. So you could play a Champions League game, and the threshold for a penalty is different to a Premier League game.
Yeah,
handball is different. So I feel sorry for the players now when they're defending. They're probably scared to even have their arms anywhere but behind their back when they defend. But I do look at West Ham out, and I do think they will go down. I really do. I think
last night, as you said, Gab, last night's relegation 6-pointer ended in devastating fashion. West Ham now moves 7 points away from safety.
West Ham need to show some iron in their soul, while Forest must ensure they don't crack under the pressure.
If they were to go down this season, I think they might end up in League One.
That well the game. We score one goal, we create a lot of situations.
In towards the near post, it's flicked on and it's helped home. I think it might be an own goal that.
A lot of noise surrounding it, a lot of build-up. And I thought overall we've edged it and handled that well.
Look at the state of the crowd, right? No one bothered.
I just took my headphones off actually, just to sort of see what the atmosphere was like. I couldn't really hear anything.
No, it's very dull.
Ask the fans that give us hands. We will need them. We need them.
Somerville! And he smashes it down the middle of the goal.
Just looking here to see if there's an offside.
And you were right, Martin. This goal is not going to stand. You imagine if Nottingham Forest were to equalise now. Anderson in towards the near post, flicked on towards the far, and it sneaks in. It's a brilliant, brilliant header. Nico Dominguez.
It's almost like a script we've all read before.
It's a penalty to Nottingham Forest in the 87th minute of the game. Morgan Gibbs White steps up, right-footed, and drills it through the middle of the goal.
To come back and win is very pleasing.
That's cue, isn't it, to leave the ground in massive numbers.
Defeat leaves the Hammers 7 points from safety.
Yeah, just 11 points from 16 games. And Nuno has made the worst start from any West Ham boss in Premier League history since replacing Graham Potter back in September. After the game, Nuno had a message for the fans, and you're right, there was a lot of white seats, empty seats. After the game, Nuno had a message to the fans regarding this 7-point gap to safety.
7 points is a big gap.
Yeah, it is. We have to keep believing that we can have a good run. We can have a good run and change things. I believe.
Finally, when you put your head on your pillow tonight, you'll look back on the two defeats, Wolves and Forest. Ultimately, do you think that might be what determines your season?
The feeling will be the same, but the analysis of the game is totally different. I think today we did enough to win this football match.
Yeah, the Moose there, he's a big West Ham fan, isn't it? The Moose doing the interview there. So West Ham, they could have got away with a draw if it wasn't for a late penalty. Areola clash with Gibbs White in the box. Gabby thinks it was a penalty by West Ham midfielder. Souček called decision a joke and argued that we would have 20 penalties a game if every challenge like that was given. I came to the Premier League because I thought it was the toughest league in the world. He added, we're all fighters, warriors, but this looks more like basketball. You can't touch the player. Well, just coming to that, the games I've watched West Ham play, I want to see a bit of bite. I want to see challenge. I want to see fight. Maybe they'll say, well, you can't do that anymore.
The problem is, I remember Manchester United, was it last season or season before, and I think Onana done it against Wolves, and it wasn't given. The problem is there's no consistency. We will see this 10 times probably in the next couple of weeks, and probably 2 will be given as a penalty. That's the problem. I feel Souček what he's saying, because there's no consistency. That's the problem we've got with the referees. If keepers know, if you miss the ball and you punch, whatever you do to a player in the box, it's a penalty. They will take more care when they're coming out. So
I tell you what's interesting. Burnley's game tonight against United will come to United. Yeah. Leeds United have a good December, haven't they? They've given themselves a chance. They go to Newcastle. What a good game that is. And Bournemouth have got to be a little bit careful, haven't they? Bournemouth, when you look at the table, they're home to Spurs.
Yeah, Semenyu's leaving after tonight's game to go to Manchester City. But I just look at it, Alan, and Burnley and Wolves obviously gone. And I just look at West Ham, and it all seems a bit negative. Forest were poor last night. They had little spells as well. But you look at their squad of players and Sean Dyche, you think they're going to make it. Leeds, they're getting results. They're showing fight.
They are, and
they're not conceding many goals.
Buzzing.
Yeah, they played Manchester United and they're on the front foot trying to win the game. They're not scared of anyone at the moment. Bournemouth, Palace will be fine. So you look at West Ham, and they've signed a couple of strikers, Al. 25 million, Castellanos, and Felipe, 20 million. But seem to be a bit too little too late. They don't look like they've got the quality from last night. That's going to be enough to keep West Ham in the Premier League. And it's sort of like 2 panic buys, really. They need strikers. Callum Wilson has his injury problems. Fulkrug's gone to AC Milan. So they do need numbers in the attacking positions.
Midfield for Forrest Anderson, yeah?
Yeah, he looks tired, though.
But if I was West Ham, I'd be trying to get him.
Yeah, but Al, the problem is Anderson's probably looking at, I'm not going to go to a relegation team. I want to go to a top 4 team. So I don't think that would happen. But West Ham, I'm very, very frightened for, and they've got to be very careful because
Manchester United need a player like him then.
Anderson, of course. Yeah. That would be someone Manchester United should look at the end of the season. But I look at West Ham, Al, and I say to myself, be very careful, because you could easily go down again next season, because the big players will leave.
West Ham fans, let's hear from you this morning. I know down Shenfield, the Rose, it's a few Tottenham, loads of West Ham, loads of Arsenal. And the West Ham boys will be getting it big style. Is it time for Nuno, the board, to more? Whose blame is it? Is it the board now? Or do you look at Nuno? He looks so fed up, if you like. It's a disastrous season so far. 03717 223344. Give us a call. Coming up, we're going to turn ourselves to Manchester United. I thought Fletcher was going to get it to the end of the season, but it looks as if Ollie is back at the interim wheel.
and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning. 6:20 talkSPORT breakfast. Gabby alongside me. Yes, there's some of you who do love cricket. Is some loving it now? Jacob Bethel. Let's get an update from the 5th Ashes Test with Johnny Norman. John.
Good morning to you, Al, Gabby. Well, I tell you what, this match has taken another horror turn for England and Jamie Smith. They've just lost another wicket, 264 for 6. I don't know what it is about drinks breaks. You know a bit about drinks breaks, don't you, Al? But it just seems that it's a lapse of concentration, something happens, and something's just happened here, because first ball after a little break with Jamie Smith and the century boy, Jacob Bethel, having put on a decent partnership, 50-run partnership, and it's led to a mix-up. It was Bethel facing, short delivery, bowled by the part-time of Marnus Labuschagne, who, remember, got rid of Jamie Smith in the first innings, and essentially it's been pulled round the corner to a backwards square leg, and Bethel set off, then realised that Weatherald is going to claim the ball, and Jamie Smith's already halfway down the track. So Bethel sends him back, but he doesn't get back in time before Weatherall throws the ball to the non-striker's end. And for the second time in the match, Marnus Labuschagne has affected the wicket of Jamie Smith. He's had to walk off with another sad shake of the head, another start not capitalised on. Just when you think England might be in a position to put a bit of pressure back on Australia, they shoot themselves in their feet, and off Jamie Smith goes. Stokes now batting. He's injured, of course, and so here we are, 40 minutes until close of play. England lead by 82. They've got Bethel there, brilliant knock from him, 124, but it's just another sad tale, I'm afraid. 265 for 6 now, England, a lead of 82.
Nice one, Johnny. I've got some friends out there, just especially for the Sydney Test.
Yes.
And I've heard nothing. I don't know if they're enjoying it or not.
Yeah, but it's the way they've been playing now. Is it a nothing game now?
Well, it's another test, Gab. It's like, you know...
How poor they've been, though.
Yeah, it's they've been knocked out the European Championship, the World Cup, and you get another game to try and prove yourself. But you're right, there's no edge to it.
Exactly.
Okay, coming up 6:22. Thanks, Johnny. Let's look at today's back pages. talkSPORT's Katie Shanahan is with us. Katie, happy
morning, Katie.
Hello, happy New Year. Good to see you both. I've missed you too.
You little fibber.
I have. No, it's lovely to see you both this morning.
You too, Katie.
So, and it's also the first time I've seen you since the big Arsenal win against Aston Villa. How are you feeling about that?
Listen, we have to move on. You know, it's 6 points, isn't it? You know, we move on.
4-1.
You don't win the title in January, do you?
4-1.
By the way, what a chance, Arsenal.
I know.
Yeah.
Man City's defensive problems now.
Well, that's the thing. So a lot of the back pages are talking about Marc Guehi to leave if City meet the fee. Oliver Glasner conceding that Marc Guehi will leave Crystal Palace for Man City this month for the right price. A lot of the back pages also dominated with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the leading candidate to return to Old Trafford as caretaker boss. The Guardian have gone with the headline, "Back at the wheel, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in talks to return to Manchester United as interim." And then also lots of pictures of Liam Rosenior ahead of his first game as Chelsea boss. That's on the weekend against Charlton. He will be in at the stands.
Big job, by the way.
Big job. Yes. So they've gone with the headlines.
Strasbourg, of course, Katie, who was a top manager at Strasbourg, who made his name there, or who was from Strasbourg, I should say.
Yes, Katie, who was?
I don't know, Alan.
Arsene Wenger was from
Arsene
Strasbourg.
Wenger, of course.
Know that,
I should know that.
Come on.
Well, Liam Rosenior says he's ready for the job with the Daily Star, saying, "Do you want the job?" And he's gone, "Chell, yeah." So
is that 4 or 5 year contract? Something like that?
6 year. 6 year.
Oh, happy days.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. I remember being in England under 21s with Liam. Top guy, lovely guy. Knows his football.
I played against his dad. I played with his dad.
Yes.
Sorry.
And he's got a great chance now. I just hope that he can manage the egos there.
That's the problem.
But he's going from a really young team in Strasbourg.
Yes.
You know, Maresca picked the youngest ever starting 11 in the Premier League. That was 24 years and 198 days.
Yes.
And then at Strasbourg, Rosenior led the youngest team in Europe's Big Five leagues with an average of 21. So Rosenior's really good in terms of, going from leading young teams at Strasbourg to Chelsea. And he even said
6 years, though. Is that not a gamble?
But Chelsea do that, don't they? They put them on.
Yeah, but Al,
okay, bear with me here because the news just gets worse. We head back to Sydney. Here's Johnny.
And there goes Ben Stokes. He's been caught behind Webster again. Bo Webster bowling his part-time off-spin. And Ben Stokes, who cannot move, he's injured. He's batting on one leg, steps away, tries to carve this through point and can only get a thick outside edge. Smith with the catch. Australia cock a hoop. Just call it off now. Bring him home. Let's call it. It's over. It's done. Stokes has gone. And England lose their 7th now. 267 for 7, a lead of 84.
England on the rocks. They should be down the rocks, getting on the bevy. Nevada, isn't it? Sorry, Kate, you were
After
saying.
Bondi. I was just saying, Liam Rosenior, I was listening to an interview he did 2 months ago, saying that when he was a player, he felt at times he was hampered by certain tactics. And so he wants to instill with the younger players the chance for them to play with freedom and express themselves. So that's hopefully what he'll be doing at Chelsea.
Yes, I've loved as well when you've seen the clips of his team talks at Strasbourg and what he'd done last season, getting him into the Conference League. They're now top of that this season and also still in the top 7 in Ligue 1. So he's doing a really good job there.
Let me ask you this, Gav. This director of football
Yes.
role, does it work?
The reason I don't think it works is that unless you have a situation like Aston Villa where the manager and the director of football are really close and they agree on transfers, otherwise it doesn't work because manager Maresca, Amorim, is always going to end up in tears when you don't agree players coming in.
What about Arsenal? Is Brazilian still there?
No,
Eddie went to Forest.
Yes.
So I suppose that it depends if there's a collaboration between the director of football and the manager that works, but it's all down to that relationship.
I think if you're a manager and your head's on the guillotine, whether you have success or not,
Well, it's
you've got to
difficult.
pick and
Yeah.
get rid of the bad eggs and pick the players you
Well,
want.
it's difficult though, isn't it? Because as a manager, you probably say, you know what, I want him. If you've got the funds, give me it. But some of the big clubs now are like, no, we fancy that young player there. We fancy that young player there for the future. That's the problem you have.
Let's talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer back at the wheel again. Alan, as a former Man United player, you might get the call next.
But I listened to Darren Fletcher last night, and I thought, well, at least he's got it to the end of the season. And then I'm reading this morning, or hearing this morning, Ollie's coming in. It looks like he's going to be in charge. I wish they'd make their mind up.
Well, so Darren's going to do the Burnley game tonight, and then the FA Cup game, and then Ollie, who's the leading candidate at the moment. Then they'll bring in a caretaker, and then they'll bring in a permanent boss
Well, who do you
at the
think
start of next season.
Katie, it's embarrassing. When I saw the news that Solskjaer might be coming back, it's a laughing stock of a football club. The Manchester United fans were relieved when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got sacked. Okay, we got receipts. We were here. We were working when. Oh, it's not working now, you know. Don't need to lose his legendary status at the club. It's time to go. Everyone was excited when he was getting the sack at Manchester United. Was that 3 years ago? And now you're bringing him back. Like,
yeah, but he got them to second, didn't he?
Yeah, but
in hindsight, he actually did pretty well.
Yeah, it's 2 top 3 finishes, wasn't it, in a row?
Maybe, but do you know what they might be waiting on? After the World Cup, a Deschamps or someone, a big name to come in. I don't know.
Well, I just think when the manager you've had out...
After the end of the World Cup, someone said, that's me.
It's done. I just think when you've left the club and all the fans were like, he's got to go, he's got to go. Even some of the ex-Manchester United players were like, oh, Ollie's done his best and he's got to go now. To bring him back now, it's a laughingstock of a football club for me. To be
and then permanent managers, you potentially got the likes on the list. You've got Thomas Tuchel, who'd be managing England, but therefore if he came at Man United, he'd be late for pre-season. Same with Mauricio Pochettino, USA head coach, would then be late for
Just give them time.
Enzo Maresca's obviously available now, and Oliver Glasner is another name that has been...
It gives them time, doesn't it? You know, they don't want to do anything now. The manager they want might not be available. Take your time, but I just don't think Ollie's the right guy.
Yeah.
Okay, Katie back in a tick. Coming up, we're going to hear from a West Ham fan who says last night was, that's it, final straw. He's boycotting the club until there's a systematic change. That's coming next.
Time for another one of those what-if sliding doors moments from the world of football. In 2010, Sam Allardyce's Blackburn Rovers were plodding along in the Premier League, never really in danger of relegation, but not sharp enough in front of goal to challenge for a European place. The club's then head of recruitment, Martin Glover, was alerted to a Polish striker at Lech Poznan, who'd scored 21 goals in 34 games. His name, Robert Lewandowski. Glover and Allardyce flew to Poland to watch the 21-year-old, and they liked what they saw. Conversations were had, and all that remained was for Lewandowski to fly to England to have a look around and talk Turkey. However, a once-in-a-blue-moon geological incident had other ideas. After 187 years of dormancy, the Eyjafjallajökull volcano in Iceland erupted, causing flights across Europe to be grounded for nigh on a month. That meant that Lewandowski never made it to Ewood Park, and Borussia Dortmund beat Blackburn to his signature. He'd go on to win 10 Bundesligas and 1 La Liga at various clubs. Just imagine that sort of impact on Blackburn's history, Sam Allardyce's CV, and the shape of English football itself.
Okay, 6:34, England batting away, trying the hardest, but it's not good news. We'll come to that in a bit. talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby, 03717223344. West Ham fans, oh dear, 7 points now off the drop. Was last night the final straw? Are you preparing for the championship already? Who is to blame for this disaster? Steve's a West Ham fan. Morning, Steve. How
Morning,
are
Steve.
Morning, guys. Who do you think's wrong? Who do you think's fault?
Well, I know what you're going to say, the board, for sure.
Right, I'll give you a little fact, shall I?
Yeah.
We was formed in 1905, right? Up until 2005, when this lot took over, we'd had 13 managers. In the 10 years that they've been here, we've had 9 managers.
Yeah. Wow.
Steve.
They sold. Hold on. They sold our old ground for £40 million. For what? And took us to a rented. What can I call it? Library. Yeah. I've never set foot in the place. I've been a supporter since 1960. I've been home and away loads of times over those years. I don't know how much I've spent on West Ham over the years. I was a season ticket holder for 40 years, but when we went to the London Stadium,
yes.
I said, not going. Never been there.
Upton Park was a fortress. I hated playing there.
Yeah, no. Because that was it, Gabby. You as a player, no. I used to write for one of the fanzines, okay? And old Stan Lazaridis, when he went to Birmingham, he turned around and said, I hated coming back here. Because I hated it. I hated going down that chicken run side. And I played here, he said. Now, he said, because we'd moved back a bit, he said it wasn't quite so intimidating. It was still intimidating.
Steve, can I ask you a question, though, Steve? Because I don't know if you was one of the fans, but a lot of West Ham fans, they forced the board to get rid of David Moyes. And I remember working with Alan on here and saying, be careful what you wish for. Because after David Moyes has left, it's been absolute shambles, hasn't it? Every manager's come in.
That's the only thing I ever agree with you on, Gabby. We should never have got rid of him. He's proved it. He's gone to Everton and turned them round, okay?
I bet you wanted him out, Steve.
No, I didn't want him out. I didn't like him. The style of football we were playing wasn't very good. But
you ain't played good football since.
Yeah, but we won a European Cup on you. You know, how can you get rid of someone like that, but and employ planks like Lopetegui, Potter? Oh, more like Harry Potter. I don't know about anything else. You know, the place is dead. The place is actually dead. The only good thing about this is, he might sell now and get out, please, and we get to play Millwall twice next year. And I will go to that home game.
Well, Millwall might still come up, Steve. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Steve, thanks for your call. So, The board and the stadium's a problem for Steve. West Ham fans, keep them coming.
Do you remember though, Al? When I remember working with you, Ali, all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Moisey done a fantastic job.
In a way, it's what Celtic have done.
Yeah.
You know? At least Celtic have held their hands up now and said, big
we got it
mistake we
wrong.
made.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I remember Gab saying it.
Yeah.
Saying, what are they doing?
Yes.
They're playing top of the table Hearts.
Flying.
Who is this guy?
Yep.
Because I'd already had a tip-off that we're chasing 3 managers you never heard of. I went, really?
Is that your link
Celtic?
again? You got a good link, haven't you?
And this guy comes along, and I didn't want to dive in and slaughter him because what happened with Ange, because Ange was very, very good in Scotland, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I thought, no, give the guy a chance.
Yes.
And even when it was going wrong, I was saying, give him a chance. But to be honest, at least I've held the hands up and said, Martin, please come back.
Yes.
You know, he got the gig against Hearts, top of the table, and he changed his formation. Haven't seen the players for a few days. What a joke.
I think as well, after defeat, he just goes straight down the tunnel. And, you know, you don't really go and apologise to the
He's
fans.
a rabbit in the headlights, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It was a shambles.
he's gone now, and Martin's in, which is... you'll be delighted with that, wouldn't you?
Oh, I love Martin. Saw him, was it a couple Fridays ago? And speaking to him, and you could just tell, Al, that he loved his time.
Yeah, and when he came out, only a few hours later, or a few days later, saying, no, I'd have stayed. I'm like, what?
Baffling, isn't it?
What?
I know.
He'd have stayed.
If I was a betting man now, though, I'd bet on Celtic to win the league for sure.
Well, interesting. Before Rangers won last night, the betting was Hearts favourite, Celtic second favourite, Rangers third favourite. That may have changed because of last night. We'll get Steve-O or Simon or John up a little bit later, and they'll be able to tell us. Right, here we go. 03717 223344. West Ham fans, give us a call. Right, we have 2 days left. Ed, should we do this? This great giveaway? Yes, 2 days left to get your entry in for your chance to win 26 grand. £26,000 at noon, midday this Friday. We'll call the 26 grand for the 2026 winner, and £26,000 will be paid in the bank account that very day. Gabby used to spend that a night in Vegas. Oh, and more. But you can spend it however you want. Don't miss your chance. Here's how to enter. 26 grand. For your chance to win, text WIN, W-I-N, to 83338. That's 83338. Text cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 423 9761. Let me give you again. 0343 423 9761. The lines will close 12 p.m. Friday. That's when you need to answer your phone if it rings. UK residents only please, 18 plus, right? So you've got to be 18 and 18 plus. It's a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com/win. For your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 right now. Good luck. That'd be handy, wouldn't it, eh?
Oh,
26 large.
Lovely.
Actually, you don't need to.
I've seen as well a little clip you done.
That what?
talkSPORT put up.
Well, a little bit. So
talking about me at Villa and what I earned and stuff. I knew I should never have told you. So what? I mean, my biggest regret on here.
Well, that's 70 grand a week.
Telling you what I earned was my biggest regret.
And that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Even your mate Jones, he said he got what?
Undeserved.
He got what?
Undeserved. Good agent. Good agent.
Yesterday, news broke of Liam Rosenior's appointment as the new Chelsea manager on a 6.5-year contract. I must admit, listen, I wish him well, really well. That for me, 6.5 years, whoa.
Have clauses though, won't it, Al?
I'd have thought so. In his final press conference as Strasbourg manager, Leroy said he could not turn down the opportunity to manage a great club like Chelsea, and it's fair to say Strasbourg fans weren't happy about the situation. Strasbourg was German, wasn't it, Gab, before the war? And then it turned into France. That's where Alsace is around, where
exactly.
they make the nice wines. What do you mean? Yes, definitely. The Federation Supporters RCS is one of Strasbourg's largest fan groups, issued a statement saying, well, Liam's transfer marks yet another humiliating step in racing subjudication to Chelsea. For 2.5 years now, we and others have been trying to raise the alarm about this. The problem goes far beyond the sporting impact mid-season and the ambitions of a young coach. It's a structural. The future of French football club is at stake. Find out more on this situation. Let's bring in the European football expert, Dougie Critchley. Morning, Dougie. How are we?
Morning, Dougie.
Good morning, guys. Very well, thank you.
So, Dougie, just explain to what the fans group are raging about.
Well, they're raging about the fact that Strasbourg's independence seems to be continued to be sort of stripped away from them. This is a proud club, as you say, Alan, with a bit of history there in the Alsace region.
Yeah.
Long history with France and Germany and fighting for their own independence. This is a club that went bankrupt in 2011. They went down to the 5th tier. And since Blueco took over in 2023, they've seen a number of loan players, yes, come from Chelsea just for a season. They've seen some of their best assets bought by Chelsea for what they feel like are undercut prices. And whilst last year was their second best finish since 1980, it feels like Chelsea have bought them for the specific reason that they'll never compete in the Champions League. And they'll ensure that they will stay at that level, because if they were to get into the Champions League, we'd have the same situation that John Textor had with Lyon and Crystal Palace in the Europa League, which meant that Crystal Palace couldn't take part in that competition. So Strasbourg are effectively being kept at a level that ensures that they're never going to get into the Champions League and never fulfill their ambitions as a fan base. And their own fan base and supporters groups have said that they'd rather have been in the 5th tier with independence than being bought by Chelsea and seen as a sort of puppet organisation.
Dougie, tell me, Strasbourg as a city, how big is it? Is it one of the big ones, or is it small compared to, not Paris, but Marseille and places like that? Is it much smaller, Metz?
I think it's around maybe 50 to 100,000 people off the top of my head. It's not a particularly large place, but it's a proud place, as I said, and this has got its own history. It was a bit of a sort of French sort of upper tier club in the 1980s, then dropped down, had real difficulties with financial issues, and their club president, Keller, was incredibly popular before he sold the club or sold the controlling stake to Blueco. And they've seen the likes of Mamadou Sarr signed by Chelsea for £11 million, then sent back to Strasbourg. They feel like that's an undercut price. This is a player that's got a really high potential to be a Chelsea centre-half, maybe in the next few years. Their star striker, Emmanuel Emega, was signed by Chelsea on the final day of the summer transfer window. That unsettled him for the entirety of this year. He's joining Chelsea this summer. So it feels like Strasbourg are being slightly used by the organisation that
An
is
academy,
Chelsea.
if you like.
It shouldn't be allowed, though, Dougie, joint ownership. I totally agree on that point. But what I would say is that Liam Rosignol done a great job, didn't he? Getting them into the Europa Conference League. They're top of that now at the moment and still in the top 7. So he done a good job, and he's left the club in a good place, hasn't he?
Absolutely. And yeah, you make a good point. Chelsea and Strasbourg, well, Chelsea haven't done anything wrong. You know, multi-club ownership's been a thing for a long time. You look at the Man City football group with the likes of Girona, you look at RB Leipzig and RB Salzburg. It's nothing new, but it's whether it sort of crosses the sort of morals or the ethics of football. But Liam Rosignol, as you say, did a brilliant job, relatively inexperienced at managing at that level, took them to 7th last year, did fantastic work with Hull City as well. You've seen Wayne Rooney come out this week and say he was a brilliant help to him at Derby County, and then he did a pretty good job as a caretaker there as well. So I wish him all the best. And given that in this country we haven't seen that many young English black coaches be given that many top coaching opportunities, it's an amazing opportunity for him. It just feels like Strasbourg are the losers of this.
Dougie, nice one. Keep us in touch.
Thank you, Dougie.
Dougie Critchley there.
Cheers.
Strasbourg fans, the supporters clubs are very unhappy.
Yes.
Right, still to come on breakfast. Here we go.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Yeah, we're going to be bringing you more reaction to the news that all these reporters are going back to the wheel at Man United. Is this embarrassing for the club or the right choice to manage until the end of the season? 03717 22 3344. Who have United got their eye on? Is it someone after the World Cup? More on that later in the show. Plus, we'll find out whether former United defender Phil Bardsley has been asked to be interim boss at any point, and Gabby has been investigating the DNA of Manchester United. That's coming around 8:30.
Do me a favour.
That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins on talkSPORT.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How did you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
I'm not going. No, Johnny Norman, get lost. Katie coming up, another wicket.
300 for 8. Carter's gone, edge into first slip. England's lead is, I'll keep it brief, 117. We've got 9 minutes until the end of play. But Bethel is still there, 140 not out. His maiden first class and test century today, quite brilliant. Everything else, though, from England has been, well, less than brilliant. 300 for 8, England, a lead of 117.
Nice one, Johnny. Thank you. Right now, here we go. It's 6:52. Time for. Do you know what? She's got a radiant smile.
She's buzzing, isn't she?
Yeah, but she's also got that. I've got you too.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're in trouble now. Come on.
Here we go. It's time for a bit of this.
Shenanigans. 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 It's your favourite time of the week.
We love this, Casey. Been excited for this. Been waiting for this after Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. It's that time of the week where we have a bit of fun with shenanigans, where we have some games. We played loads
Well,
of
there's
games.
no big sack there, so I'm
There's
delighted
no
with
big
that.
sack this week because we are playing a game of Would I Lie to You?
Oh.
So the rules are simple. You'll each take it in turn to read out a statement, which is either an amazing truth about yourself or a ridiculous lie. The other player will then ask you questions to try and figure out if what you've said is a truth or not. But the trick of the game is if what you've said is true, you will try and convince the other person that it's a lie.
So you got to try and lie.
Yeah, so we're testing your acting skills, your poker face, and if it's a lie, you'll try and convince them that it's true. So basically, that's the game. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay, so we've been working away in the background to try and come up with the truth and the lie. Right, Alan, you're up first. Gabby will be asking the questions. So that, Gabby, those are yours. Don't show Alan.
Okay.
Alan, those are yours. No.
Stop looking.
Stop looking. Okay, so Alan, you're up first. Gabby, you're going to be asking Alan the questions. So you've got to try and guess if this is a true or a lie. So, Alan, you've got to read out the statement.
I found out what Wikipedia was last year and asked my wife Jill to change my place of birth to Rio de Janeiro. So people think I'm actually live. I'm from Brazil, born in Brazil. Now, do you think I said that to Jill or not?
So you've got to ask the questions to Alan to try and work it out.
One thing, what question to ask? Where else would you have been born? Where was you actually born, Mr. Brazil?
Am I allowed to say, Katie, or not?
You've got to convince him that it's the opposite of what's on your sheet.
Yeah. Oh, the opposite. Well, that's easy, isn't it?
Oh, no. So you've got to try and convince him. Yeah, the opposite. You've got to convince him that it's.
He
not.
knows where I'm from. well, people think I'm from Glasgow. But I might not be, actually.
You might not be, mightn't you, Alan?
For the first 3 weeks of my life.
Oh yeah, your first 3 weeks. Was you born in Scotland, though? You have to answer correctly.
Well, it depends. Some people think it's a bit of a place on its own.
It's a really hard one to start.
Let's move on to another one.
Right, okay.
That's a tough one.
Okay, that's it. Well, what do you think it is? A true or...
I think it's a lie, a big lie.
That I was not born in Rio.
No, the question that you've asked about changing
So,
Wikipedia.
yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I think it's a lie.
But Wikipedia don't get it right all the time.
Of course not. People can change it. I know.
All right, it's a lie.
Okay.
Okay. 1-0
I was
to
actually
Gabby.
born in a place called Govan.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got to try and convince him that is true.
I'm reading this out.
Yeah.
Okay. When Aston Villa got relegated, I almost joined one of our rivals, West Bromwich Albion.
Ooh.
You've got to ask me questions to see.
Yeah, well, the Baggies were good then, weren't they?
Was they?
What year are we talking about, Gab? I can't remember.
2015.
God, I'm talking about way before that. Well, they were obviously better than Villa, weren't they? Or not? Was Brian Robson manager then? Or was that...
No, I think it was Tony Pulis. That's
Ah. Oh, no, you're not. No. You are not Tony Pulis' type player.
I'm not, am I?
Tony Pulis like workers.
So I don't work. I agree.
Sweat, blood for the club, and you were a luxury player.
And I would never have thought of going to a rival club.
As in
local
Birmingham
rivals, aren't they? West Brom, Wolves,
Coventry,
Wolves, West Brom. I would never.
Well, you hate the yam yams, don't you?
Exactly. So I'd never have thought about doing that. No chance.
I would suggest. I'd say that's true. I don't think you would have gone to a rival club.
No, the question is, when Aston Villa got relegated, I almost joined one of our rivals.
No, I don't think so.
Is it true or false?
I think you almost. No, I think that's false.
Incorrect. True.
Who?
Yeah.
Birmingham.
True.
No way.
West Brom.
Really?
True.
There we go. Okay, 1-1. Alan, you're up. So you've got to convince him of what is said on that card.
Right, for the grandkids, Gab, this Christmas I decided Santa would give them money instead of presents.
True or a lie?
Oh, I think that knowing you're quite lazy in that way of getting people presents.
Brutal.
So I think
You're a liar. I bought presents before
you haven't, mate. You've never got me anything, mate.
No, not for you, but
Spicy
I went out and
margarita.
bought some.
Spicy margarita, you got me. That's it.
Oh my! But after 2 years at talkSPORT, I got a cupcake from Gabby. That was the only cake I got.
I don't think you would do that because I think the missus wouldn't allow you to give grandkids money. Grandkids should be opening presents, Alan.
Correct. Yes. Correct. Absolutely correct.
Okay.
Well, that's what Christmas is all about.
Exactly right. Gabby,
Okay.
your turn.
Alan, when I was at school, I learned, this was good times at school, I learned how to play 2 different songs on the piano.
What songs, Gab?
So it was I Want to Dance with Somebody. I want to dance with somebody. And it was the
Show me your fingers.
The Titanic theme.
Too chubby. False.
And your answer is?
Correct.
Okay.
You joker.
I thought about a bass player. Oh, Gabby, you're so predictable.
You are a clown.
Oh dear.
So you nearly went to the Baggies, eh?
No, I had a meeting with Tony Pulis, yeah. No,
Really?
I never told anyone that, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
And why didn't you go then?
That's a story for another day, Alan. I can't.
No, why didn't you go?
I can't tell you that.
I want you tracking back, Gabby. No.
You're going to get it played to your throat.
We're going to hit balls over the fullback saying you chase it. No.
Just the feet. Tiki taka. Thank you.
I think you made the right choice, Gab.
Thank you,
Katie,
Alan.
thank you. 2 minutes to 7.
Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Dear kitmen, we see you. We appreciate your work. While some fans reckon it's just hanging up shirts in dressing rooms, we know it's so much more. A football team's kit is its identity, its uniform, what sets it out from the rest. But it doesn't clean itself. That's not just the shirts, it's the shorts, the socks, the training gear, the boots, the other bits we sort out behind closed doors. Who's the one digging around in that smelly, stinky laundry basket at full time? Yeah, it's the kit man. They have a lot to work on in a week, from laundry, fixing damaged kit, repairing holes, cleaning boots. Then they pack the van and take everything they need off to the stadium, ready for game day. They don't get a lot of help when they get in the ground too. Kitmen are the ones unloading a full squad's worth of boots, kit, medical bags, and all the bits the players and coaches will need between the start of the day and switching off the floodlights at the end of the day. First thing they do is organise each player's kit, make it easily accessible in order to avoid any dramas on match day. Once everything's in the right place, it's into the dressing room, lay everything out, put players' nameplates on the right locker, all the things you don't even think about on a match day. Once the players arrive, if anything needs doing, they call the kit man. In the meantime, it's on the kit man to help set up for the warm-up. The coaches don't always have time to lay out all the cones and put the balls in those weird triangle piles you see. As the warm-up is underway, the kit man then becomes a glorified ball boy, chasing stray shots and passes, making sure they aren't lost in the crowds. They eventually do the tidying up too, getting everything off the pitch before kick-off and assist the ground staff with any last-minute things they may need. After that, it's last call for the players. Then, at kick-off, they can breathe a sigh of relief for a few minutes, sit back and watch the game, enjoy the fruits of their labour. At half-time, check everyone's okay and everything's as it should be, and then wait for full-time. Once the final whistle's gone, it's time to pack everything down, get the stuff that needs to be washed in the laundry, pack up the van, back to the training ground, and ready to do it again next week. Of course, each club differs, and different staff members will have different responsibilities, but we pay tribute to all of those who do it, whether it's the glitz and glamour of the Premier League or a cold Tuesday night in Stoke.
Six minutes after 7 o'clock. What, Ed? Ed said, ask Gabby, is that why you don't type a lot?
That's all I've got a pen now. You can have me looking at my fingers now. Chubby fingers. Pour from you.
Oh, dear. Sorry, Gab.
All right, Al.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark, saving your next car in the real sale. It's the UK's, it's the biggest car sale. Loads on the way for you this morning. Former West Ham manager Alan Pardew will react to his old club's defeat against Forest as they moved 7 points away from safety. And former United midfielder Phil Bardsley joins us to discuss the vacant Man United managerial position. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the favourite next in line to take over. Now back to the Hammers, to West Ham, who lost 2-1 against Forest after Morgan Gibbs-White scored an 89th minute penalty. Why is there so many late goals, Gab?
Yes.
The result leaves the Hammers 7 points adrift of safety with 17 games to go. After the game, Nuno reflected on a tough night against his former side.
I think we start well the game. We are in control. We score 1 goal. We create a lot of situations. We defend well. We didn't give too much away. We started well the second half, very well the second half. We went for the game. The boys determined to achieve a second goal. We achieved it. Bad luck that was ruled out by a small margin. And after that, many incidents happen that we can go and speak about them. How many times we see situations like this in the box and they are not given. So it's hard to explain and realize what's happened today that put us in a bad place.
Nuno Espirito Santo there, Gabby, for West Ham. Well, I'm not saying they're down yet. 14 points, just 4 behind Forest. So they're still 7 behind Forest, excuse me. But and then Leeds have had a great December.
Mm-hmm.
Is there enough games left? And the big question is the board. Why, if they want to make a change, do they not want to pay Nuno out, or do they believe he can save West Ham?
I think they'll look at the Wolves game, 0 shot on target. That was a disaster. But I think they'll look at last night, and yes, they lost the game, but the players did show fight. I think when the players aren't showing fight, that's when the manager will lose his job. So I'm not surprised if Nuno just stay on for a couple of more games there. But if you just look at the season, I mean, West Ham have conceded the most goals in the Premier League, more than Wolves. 43 they've conceded, only scored 22 goals. Top goal scorer, Jared Bowen on 6.
Take him away, the
Paqueta, 4. Paqueta, I'm not having one bit. He's not up for the fight. Callum Wilson got 4 goals. Then you're down to Souček and Fernandez on 2. Somerville, unlucky last night, disallowed goal, but he hasn't scored yet. Do you know what I mean now? So they've got a lot of problems at the back. Tadibo, Mavropanos, Kilman. He doesn't know who's his best defensive partnership. I just think it's a mess, and I look at the teams above them, and I think they've got a lot more in the locker.
Well, talking about fight and spirit, I played against West Ham, who had plenty of players who had tremendous fight and spirit. Julian Dix, go back to great Billy Bonds, people like that, Frank Lampard Senior, Alvin. You know what I mean? You look at that midfield they had up front, Crossy and people like that, McAvaney. You know, they're top players. Yeah. Let's get into West Ham. 7 points from safety. John is now for more on this as co-host to the Sunday edition, Henry Winter. Henry, morning.
Morning, Henry.
Al, morning,
Happy
Gabby.
New Year,
How
my
are
friend.
Henry, we had with someone on earlier, and they keep blaming the stadium. I'm sorry. I think West Ham have got to get over the stadium now. Look, the Bow Lane is gone. It was I love playing there. A lot of people were intimidated. Yeah. I like that banter you used to get, that stick, that foul-mouthed stick, and if you bang one in, you could look back and say, where are you, pal? You know, it was a great place to play, but it's gone now, so you move on. Have they got the characters in that side to give them a chance of safety?
Sadly not. I mean, all the players that you mentioned in the past, you could throw Ray Stewart in there as well.
Absolutely,
I mean, they had some fantastic players, great goalkeepers. They haven't really got that character now. I mean, you look at Jared Bowen, they really need 11 of him in the team, that mentality. I'm slightly surprised that they haven't accelerated the progress of, which they've always done in the past, of some of their youth players. I mean, 1 or 2 are sort of stepping in, but they won the FA Youth Cup a couple of years ago, and there's always been that sort of academy feel of players stepping up, whether it's a Carrick, a Joe Cole, Lampard, previous generations as well. So, and they would have, you know, the club at their heart, the sort of the whole one of their own philosophy, which they need more of now. But as you say, they're tumbling towards the championship without the character to turn it around.
I think the thing for me, Henry, is you look at the amount of games left. Is it 17 games left you're looking at for West Ham? Out of the 16 games he's been in charge, they've only got 11 points. Lost 9 games, won 2, drawn 5, no clean sheets. You look at that record, it's not going to happen, is it, Henry?
I mean, they need strengthening in every department. You rightly mentioned that the issues in defence. I mean, they had a chance to I think, to get in Charlie Cresswell, who'd had a really good tournament with England's under-21s in the summer, and he would have been a sort of young, hungry centre-back they could have brought in there. Issues absolutely all over. It's quite interesting. I know you were talking about Nuno's future, and Nuno was obviously asked about it on Sky last night. But he has just brought in, through the Jorge Mendes agent connection, Tati and Felipe, two attackers. And you think, are the board going to give someone, £40 million to bring in players that he wants, the coach wants, and then bomb him out sort of 48 hours later because they've had a cataclysmic result? So it's going to be interesting to see that. But look, the issues at West Ham, it's not simply about the squad. It's not simply about who's in the dugout. It's about who's in the boardroom. It's about who made that decision to move from Bowling Ground and to move, fair enough, move to the Olympic Stadium, but knock it down and build a football ground there and not have a running track there, because it is absolutely soulless. Look, I agree with you, it's probably too late to knock it down and build a proper home of football, one more in keeping with what West Ham fans want. But the board have got to come out of their ivory tower and actually listen to the fans, because one of the most alarming elements yesterday, and I was only watching on television, but the first thing I noticed was the gaps in the stands. And these are West Ham fans who are passionate about their team, but obviously, absolutely in dispute with the board, and I understand that.
Henry, do you sometimes ask yourself, why do they put up with this hassle? And why don't they just say, look, I've had a great go. I love West Ham as a schoolboy. I've done what I've done. I've done my best. Move on. Let someone else with serious money, you go in and take it on. Surely they don't need this hassle.
But absolutely what you said in the middle of it. I mean, Sullivan is a West Ham fan. So that there is always that element of him wanting to think that he can turn it around. I think also, but he's got to step back, listen to the fan support, and you listen to the West Ham fan advisory board. These are not sort of militant individuals. These are measured individuals who want the best for their club, and they want him to listen to them and address their concerns, cease prices, concessions, and issue that, and making it a bit more of a football-friendly stadium. There are that they can do that, whether it's sort of having another sort of, not a tip, but actually sort of more seats closer to the pitch. Although the football at the moment, you probably want to be a little bit further away. Yeah. But, he's got to consider that. He's also got to consider from a financial basis that, the price is plummeting.
Yeah.
Henry, moving on to Manchester United. I know it's a bit of a shambles of a football club at the moment. There's talk of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coming in. I mean, for me, he done a decent job there. Led Manchester United to 2 top 3 finishes, Europa League final, 54% win rate compared to 31% of Amorim. So he done a good job. But do you remember, Henry, Manchester United fans were calling for him. They were relieved when he was sacked. And now you go forward a couple of seasons and he's going to get the job again. It seems a bit odd to me.
Yeah, but it's an interim, isn't it? He's basically someone who cares who's
Henry, we got a bad line, mate. Sorry, Henry. I don't know if that storm's hitting Northampton, but we've got a bad line, mate. Yes. Now you're breaking up. I can see your mouth moving, but I'm getting the Martians coming through my ears. Henry Winter there, so writer, broadcaster, and host of the Sunday edition. I wanted to talk to him about Chelsea as well. I'm intrigued what's going on at Chelsea, because we're going to talk about that next, Gab. 7:16.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
.20 talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby. The latest edition of Talk Boxing with Simon Jordan, Spencer Oliver, Duke McKenzie and British boxer Pat Brown is now live over on the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel. Let's hear from Pat now, speculating over Usyk, his next opponent.
I would much rather see Usyk fight Fury-free than him fight Deontay Wilder, which is what apparently he's trying to do. I mean, I'm not disrespecting Deontay Wilder because I think he's been great for the sport, but he's shot to pieces. I want to see Usyk... If Usyk's going to fight again, I want to see him give Wardley a crack, or I want him to fight Tyson Fury in a trilogy. Other than that, we're not really interested, are we?
There is a feel of the Usyk era, despite how brilliant he is, that has a whiff of the Klitschko's, because it doesn't have the pizzazz, it doesn't have any sizzle. You know, there's more sizzle about Usyk than there was about Vladimir Klitschko.
Yeah, but you can't, like...
I know it's a bad comparison, but it was
he's beat Anthony Joshua twice, he's beat Tyson Fury twice.
But why would Riyadh season not
beat everybody twice? Klitschko never beat anyone, they were all, like, really boring names.
And he always boxed
He's cleaned up the era.
I'm talking about the sexiness of it.
I'm talking about Usyk.
Yeah, OK.
Deontay Wilder, Fabio Wardley, Moses Town, I'll see you later.
I would like to see Cabell in the mix here, because he's the one that I think deserves the opportunity. How would you see, if we got Cabell, he's fighting this weekend, and I expect him to win that.
Moses has got to come in this. And Fabio. Did I read the other day Fabio wants to fight Tyson if he comes back?
Yeah, you just want to see them all fighting each other out, but I'm not sure I want to see Fury Usyk again. Usyk beating comfortably twice.
Yeah. Well, second time, yeah.
Yeah.
First one, yeah, he won it, but I wouldn't...
Don't need a third one, do we?
I don't think so. I'm sick of all that. How can I say this without being disrespectful? Disrespectful.
You'd be disrespectful.
There's too many belts, you know. I
agree.
I don't know who half of these guys are. Anyway, speaking of Cabal, Germany hosts a massive heavyweight homecoming for him as he takes on Damien Kaniba. I don't know him either. The winner lined up for a shot at the WBC heavyweight title. Watch this Saturday, only on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
Tonight's the night. It's gonna be alright. 'Cause I love you, girl. Ain't nobody going.
Yeah, so Rod wasn't happy, was he? Pictures, I was going to go up one, you know, invited me up, and anyway, I didn't. And at the end of the game, the whistle, I was glad I didn't. But Rod, he's so happy, let me tell you. I got a text that Martin is back, so it's great news. But why are we playing this, Katie?
Because Eddie Howe has said it's a challenge for elite managers to make sure their brains are not contaminated by the outside noise of high-profile figures such as Rod Stewart and also Gary Neville. Ruben Amorim often mentioned Gary Neville's name in a number of his press conferences. And this is Rod Stewart following the sacking of Wilfred Nancy.
He's gone! He is gone! Wilfred Nancy has been fired or he left, I don't care. He's just not at Celtic. Now, we face Dundee at the weekend. I'm going to be up there for this game, mate. Don't you worry. We need Martin back. We need you back, Martin O'Neill, to get us through the end of the season, and maybe we could get Robbie Keane. That would be heaven sent. Right now, I'm going down the pub to celebrate.
He does brilliant for his age, doesn't he? There he was with Stormzy and people like that, weren't they, for the Old Firm game?
Yes, speaking
and
of
at half time, Rod would have been happy. He would have been happy. But Martin back, I tell you what, he's got up for the Dundee game, fair due.
What do you think, though, about Katie's point, though, that Eddie Howe says about managers have to block it out? I feel they need to, but sometimes when you hear Gary Neville speak and you hear Rod Stewart speak there or whatever, sometimes they're speaking sense. You can listen and adapt. Amorim wasn't changing his tactics. He was being stubborn. Everyone said it, Katie, but he couldn't. He didn't want to do it.
Gab's a game of opinion, isn't it? Look, I'm not trying to stick up for you or I. Yeah. It's a game of opinion. You give, you say what you feel. Eddie's right. He's got an opinion. You say, look, leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. I manage a massive club in the Premier. But it doesn't mean you say people at Rod can't have their say
100%
on what's going on at the club they love. That's what makes the game so great. So
I wouldn't mention them. See, Amorim kept on mentioning Gary Neville. Why?
Yeah, don't give them the airtime.
I wouldn't even mention them. Maybe you do your own thing as a manager. Eddie Howe wouldn't be coming out in an interview and saying, I've seen what they says on Super Sunday, hear what they said on talkSPORT. Like, they won't.
Well, this is what he said. He said, the climate for modern managers is difficult. My method is to bunker myself away from it and ignore it and make sure my brain is not contaminated by stuff that is absolutely irrelevant to me. Even if he does watch it, even if he does read the papers, but coming out and saying, I'm just ignoring it, is more powerful than, like you say, Ruben Amorim giving airtime to these people and showing the weaknesses that he is listening to these people.
The problem is, though, and say from a player's point of view in my career, I used to see what talkSPORT said about me, what you look at the papers and you'd be like, oh.
Hold on, maybe you're still playing then?
Yeah, absolutely. But players now, Katie, they will see the clips and they'll be like, oh, that so many pundits are saying, I need to shoot more. Oh, maybe I should shoot more. They'll go on Twitter and check their name and see what people are saying about them.
I tell you what happens a lot. You get second-hand news as a player. Say, God, you hear what talkSPORT was saying about you?
Yes.
And you go
and look at it, though.
Yeah?
You'll go and look at it.
Well, in my day, you couldn't. But
now the players will.
So did you go and purposely watch clips back? Like, after a game, what would you do? Would you listen to talkSPORT? Would you watch clips? How would you kind of get that kind of feedback?
So it would be like Alan says. People will tell you, oh, they said this about you and this guy said this about you on talkSPORT. I'm sure I've been hammered by Alan, probably. Adrian.
Oh, no.
100%. But also you check the papers, you'd want to know what was being said about you. But now it's everywhere. Players now, I wouldn't surprise me at half-time. They're having a look. Full-time. Wouldn't surprise me. Full-time, they're checking, but then put my name in, what they're saying. Oh, yeah, it's not good.
You can see the player ratings straight away, can't you?
Well, that, in my day, before social media, the ratings... Parla tells a great story about Martin Keown. There was a certain journalist who used to really attack Martin.
Yes.
And the boys would wind them up, like Ray and Dennis Bergkamp would put the certain ratings on his locker.
Yes.
Adams, 8 out of 10.
Yes.
Parla, Petit, all this, 8, 9. Keown, 4. What? And they'd wind them up. Well, in the end, they got the guy in a headlock and was going to beat the living,
My sister, Al, she kept, and I've got them at my house now, I've looked at them. There's a book of, all the ratings, loads of ratings after games. There's probably, 500 different ratings after games that I've had. Because you check the next day, you check all the papers, the local papers, the Sun, the Mirror, you'd be like, please, 6 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Oh, but then you get the lowest rating. You're like, all right, don't save that one. Put that one in the bin. So
going back to Eddie. Look, Eddie. As I say, Eddie's got a fantastic football club. Look at the table, 9th. Is that good enough for Newcastle? This type of club they're at the moment, probably not. But Eddie, he's got a lot of. It looks as if they let him get on with it.
Yes.
He's not. They're not buying players from all the time. It looks as if he's got a say in it. So he's hands-on at that football club. And I keep going back to Bobby Robson. Loved Newcastle, loved Ipswich, etc. Bobby he had to have a big say in it. And I don't think managers like getting the stick. But they don't tell you thank you for that, the adulation you give me. You know, thanks for that. The kind words you said. It's not just football, it's in any sport.
Yeah, but
you don't get the thanks. It's when you're against them, they think you've got an axe to grind. Well, you haven't. You're just giving your opinion.
Is there an element that, as this is the game that's meant to be for the fans, that there should be an element of listening to what the fans say?
I think it depends what it is. I mean, I'm sure a manager's not going to listen to what fans say about tactics or what they should be doing. But I just look at Amorim and I look at, like, you were so stubborn with that formation. Everyone's saying the same thing. Just play 4-3-3. Look at Unai Emery. When you first come to Aston Villa, the high line was on the halfway line. It was chaos. It was like, remember we lost to Newcastle? Was it 6? Every ball they were through on goal. Now if you watch Aston Villa, they don't play that high line. They're more organised. So he's learnt on the job as a top manager.
Why would you play a high line? I've got to break, but I know that, Ollie. Why would you play a high line, pushing up when there's pace against you?
Exactly.
You don't have a fast back.
And he learned,
common sense. You don't do it.
But Al, he learnt from that, Emery. But like other managers are stubborn and stick to their ways.
Katie, thank you.
Ollie, we talking? Do you mind?
Coming up next, we're going to be joined by Chelsea fan who had this to say about Liam Rossignol.
Liam, if you're listening to this, don't accept. Please turn us down because this is just a joke.
When you think about famous F1 circuits, the likes of Silverstone, Monza, Monaco come to mind. One of these is not like the others though. Monaco is just one of a number of street circuits on the calendar, and that number's only set to rise. There's a clear difference between a traditional circuit and a street circuit. One is a purpose-built facility on private land, the other is, as it sounds, a race through the streets of a major city. Monaco is the famous example, twisting and turning through the streets of the Principality with iconic backgrounds and, let's be honest, not a lot of overtaking. But from 2026, there'll be a record 10 street circuits on the calendar. It proves that cash remains king. Each track promoter gives F1 between $20 and $60 million just for the rights to host an F1 race. And when Saudi Arabia pays upwards of $100 million, you can see why it's an attractive prospect for the sport. But is it all positive? Well, the drivers aren't that bothered. If you ask a majority of them, they'll tell you historic circuits at Silverstone, Spa, Monza, Zandvoort, they're the favourites. For the sports organisers, though, it kind of makes sense. In 2025, Monaco had a record 2.3 million strong viewership in the US alone. Meanwhile, for the British Grand Prix several weeks later, 1.5 million tuned in. So while these races may not be rip-roaring, all-out action, thrill rides we want as race fans, people are tuning in even more, and bosses can demand even more cash.
What's up?
Nothing, mate. Nothing, mate. I can't. I don't know.
What's up? Is he upsetting you?
No. My son's school.
All right.
They're striking.
Striking?
They could be striking for 8 days this month.
Why?
It's his A-level year.
Why?
I don't know. But I found that yesterday and I'm fuming. A-level year out.
Can I just say this, right? And I'm not going to go on about it, but so we've got bad weather coming. It may last, let's say it lasts 3 days. You tell me you can't adapt for 3 days at home.
I know.
As long as you've got hot water, as long as you've got a bit of food, 3 days you can do that.
Cans of soup. You'll survive.
Exactly.
But this country,
we make a big song and dance.
Don't get me started out. When it's too hot, it's chaos. When it's a bit of wind, it's chaos and it's travel chaos. A bit of rain, it's floods. Now it's snow, we can't get trains. Do me a favour.
I drove in this morning, no one on the roads.
Exactly.
And don't get me wrong, tomorrow might be a little bit worse because it could be snow and sleet. If it's dangerous, don't do it unless it's what is an emergency?
The Americans must laugh at us.
And the Europeans.
They must laugh at us and say, you had 10 centimetres of snow, did you? Whoopie woo.
We get a flooding.
Get on with it.
Wow. Cancel them. Anyway,
Honestly.
Look, we'll get in trouble. But
I don't care.
I'm just listening to the news and I'm thinking, what? talkSPORT breakfast with me and Gabby and Arnold Clark's Real Sale. Huge savings to be had on over 20,000 used cars. Just a reminder of that breaking news this morning. Villa legend Gabby Agbonlahor has revealed it was a dream to sign for the Baggies. He tried to push through the deal, saying he always wanted to wear the blue and white, like Cyril Regis and God Bless and Laurie Cunningham. We had his confirmation from Tony Poulos that this is true and would have gone through, but Gabby wanted too much money, and Tony felt lack of workload would be a good
undeserved wages.
Now, back to Chelsea, where it's been confirmed that Liam Rossignol is the club's new manager.
That is that. And boos ring around Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2.
My goodness, that is very much 2 drop points. We now have official confirmation that Chelsea and Enzo Maresca have parted company. Enzo Maresca no longer the Chelsea manager.
Liam Rossignol has signed a contract with Chelsea that will take him through to 2032.
He is in the position that anybody in a big company who is offered a huge position would be. Why would you not take it?
Well, why wouldn't you take it? My concern here is Liam. Look, he got some great results and good football at Hull, didn't he? I'll be a liar if I said I've been watching Strasbourg's results or games. I haven't. But at Hull, I thought, this guy's got a future. My problem is, how are the big hitters at Chelsea, the big so-called stars, How are they going to react when he starts telling where to go and pull, get off?
There's some petulant players at Chelsea.
Well, of course there is. There's big names. And what will he do? Will he gradually gain his reputation from them? Or will he try and quick fix say, I'm not having that off?
I think, Al, when a manager comes in on a 6-year deal and the way he's come in, the players, if I was the player, I'd be saying, he's here for a long time. This isn't a case of get bad results in your first 10 and he's gone. No, he's going to be here for a while. So you have to
Gabby,
shut up.
If I'm being honest, it was a bit of a surprise to me. Right?
6 years.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I thought, whoa, what a job that is from him. It surprised me. John is now, as a man, has been very vocal about the situation, saying he didn't want Liam to accept the job as the founder of Chelsea Fan TV, Alex Harris. Alex, a very good morning.
Good morning, Alex.
Good morning. How are we doing,
Right,
guys?
Alex, I've just highlighted one or two things that I think could be a problem. The big hitters at Chelsea. Who's this guy? Who is he? Who did he play? You know what egos are like in football. What is your biggest worry and problem of this signing?
I mean, to be fair, I did know who Liam Rosnier was, so I guess that's better than Maresca if we're going to start off on a positive. But it is arguably the most underwhelming signing that I've seen for Chelsea in terms of management in my lifetime. Every single manager that we've brought in under Abramovich, you said, you know what, this guy's had a history. He's won things at international level. Wherever they've been, they've had success. Under Clearlake, we changed things with Potter, but at least you could justify the fact that he climbed the football pyramid. What Potter did in Sweden was exceptional. And to be honest, he did deserve a better job than Brian, but just didn't work out. And then you bring in Pochettino, who worked under Daniel Levy for 5 years. You'd think, okay, you can do that under Clearlake. Can't even last a year. And you finally have success with Maresca, and you decide you want to sack him because he wants a little bit of control. So ultimately, the long and the short of it is they need someone they can control. They need someone that they know they can work with, and Liam Rosnier is the safe appointment.
I thought Chelsea were going the right way, to be honest.
17 points off Arsenal. Out. Liverpool have been a shambles this season. Liverpool are above them by 3 points. So you look at the league table, they're 11 points behind.
The champions, weren't they, last year? And
they're 11 points behind Aston Villa, and the money that Chelsea have spent, they should be doing a lot better, shouldn't they, Alex?
Well, I would say this, though. We're still in every competition. Last season we were out of the Carabao Cup. We were out of the FA Cup early doors. Yeah. We're still in both competitions. We didn't have the opportunity to rotate as heavily this year as last season, which is one of the reasons people complained when we did some of these strange substitutions. Now we know Maresca didn't even have control. It was the medical staff with the backing from the ownership. They had the final say, which is why... which I think is the final straw as to why Maresca left, because he just said, this is ridiculous. But no, I don't think that it was a disaster this year. Listen, we were struggling, no doubt, but we were very much in the race for top four.
That's not enough, though, is it?
A domestic trophy would have been massive for us.
It's not enough, though, is it? Like, top four, the money you spent. Come on, top four's not enough for Chelsea. I'm not having it. I'm not.
No, it's not enough with the money that we've spent, but we didn't spend money to win straight away. And that's where you just have to use critical thinking, right? If we'd have signed Osimhen and Elise and all these guys, it's different. But we didn't sign them. We signed Garnacho, we signed Delap, we signed João Pedro. This is the quality of players that we signed. We signed mid-table players, essentially. And then we're expecting them to finish higher this season with Chelsea than they would have with their previous clubs. So, I mean, it is a progression from their perspective, but from our perspective, we've been going through this for 4 years now. And you're looking at it and you're going, show me some ambition, guys. We had an email that came out from the Chelsea Supporters Trust asking how the fans feel about everything that's going on. And to be honest, it's quite level-headed. I don't know how so many people didn't vote the opposite direction, but 67% have a strong disagreement on Chelsea demonstrating having a clear and effective plan on football leadership, including the head coach. A vote of no confidence for almost 50% of the team in terms of the sporting directors. I don't even understand how 50% of you can think we're going in the right direction. The fact that it's that low is worrying to me, because we need to show some urgency as a fan base, because if you just sit back and don't say anything, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And I'm just so underwhelmed. It's ridiculous.
I can see that in your face. So does he last? Will he get halfway into this contract or not even halfway?
Well, they've said that Champions League is the minimum expectation. And I'm going,
wow.
The guy, apparently, please fact check this, guys. Apparently, he's never won 3 games in a row in his managerial career. Please fact check that. But I'm seeing that going around. I haven't fact checked it myself. And if that's true, then it's just ridiculous.
Well, why is he not on the bench? Why is he not on the bench? Look, this is a derby. This is a great way to start.
Yeah.
Why is he not in charge against Fulham?
Well, I think that was his decision. He wanted to have a couple of days of training. So that he could implement his philosophy, whatever that means.
Alex, maybe if that fact is correct, I'm not sure, but what he's done at Strasbourg, what he's done at Hull, I mean, he's gone to Strasbourg, first time in 8 years, got them European football. They're in the top 7 at the moment. They're top of the Conference League. What he done at Hull as well, went to Hull, kept them up, second season, playoffs, missed out on the last day of the season, and then got sacked. So you can't act like he's just a manager that hasn't done anything in his career. You talk about what Graham Potter did. Look at what Rosinha's done so far in his career. Why not give him a chance? See how he plays out?
Alex, we're going to check that. That's an incredible stat if it's true, Alex. Alex, thank you. Enjoy the Fulham game. Host of Chelsea Fan TV, Alex Harris there.
Give him a chance.
He must have won 3 games, surely. We'll check that out.
Give him a chance.
I'm giving him a chance. I think it's a surprising appointment for me. But no. I want to give him a chance.
What's surprising is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's going to get the Manchester United job for 5 months again. That's surprising.
Still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Now, a man who took West Ham to the FA Cup final, Alan Pardew, will be joining us later, as well as the former captain James Collins. They'll give their thoughts on that damaging 2-1 defeat to Forest. The big question is it time for West Ham to make a change? And we've been asking ourselves this morning, what exactly is United's DNA? Well, Gabby thinks she's got the answer. 0371722 3344 is the number. We're taking your calls. We'll check out that what Alex was saying as well, that Liam hasn't won 3 games in a row. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, but so
I'll hold my hands up.
What if he's won 2, drawn 1, and then won again? So it's not the worst thing, not winning 3 in a row.
We will look ahead to all thanks to a brilliant Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning, 7:51. talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby. Now, Gabby promised you receipts earlier this morning regarding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first spell at United. Here they are, as he's set for a remarkable return.
He should never have been in the job.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not going to win anything.
I think if you look at some of his tactical decisions, he's sometimes shown wanting.
Buzzing that he's finally gone. I've been an Ollie out from the first day he got the job.
Becoming emotional now because he's top, and that's they'll be fine. I'll watch them and support them.
talkSPORT understands that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is closing in on a sensational return to Manchester United as the interim head coach for the rest of the season.
Get the contract out, put it on the table, let him write whatever numbers he wants to put on there. Ole's at the wheel, man. He's doing it. He's doing his thing. Man United are back.
Spurs are back.
Man United are back.
What did I say? Told you. Fans wanted Ole out, and now he's going to get the job again. I just don't get it, mate. Baffling.
So, since Fergie left, there's been an extensive list of ex-Red Devils. Pardon me.
Okay, mate?
Yeah, sorry. I've just got this little tickle. Who've assumed the caretaker manager role: Ryan Giggs, Ollie, Michael Carrick, Rude, Darren Fletcher currently. Ollie's expected to go back, but Carrick is also in talks again as well. They tell me Michael's a real top guy, good coach as well.
Yes.
So I don't know. Let's ask Phil Bardsley if this is a good idea.
I don't know.
I know. Phil, a very good morning.
Morning, Bardo.
Morning, Al. Morning, Gabby.
Morning, mate.
How are you?
God, Phil, it's all, we've got Chelsea, we've got West Ham, we've got United. What the hell is good? Just as well you're driving a cab, mate. Less hassle.
Oh, I know. It's obviously an interesting few days, Alan. It's probably didn't see it coming as soon as it has, but obviously there's been conversations over the weekend and probably before the Leeds game, and the conversations obviously didn't go to plan for the club and for the manager, and ultimately he's lost his job.
See, sorry, Gab, I know you're going, but I'm just looking at the table. I know United are not playing great, but at the same time, they could, with that win, they could have been third, fourth. Yeah. Is that right?
Fourth.
Could have been fourth. You build on that surely,
Yeah.
but again, another change.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think if you look over the course of the last, obviously, 3 or 4 months, results of, especially at home, obviously Everton, West Ham, Bournemouth, these teams where, over recent seasons we've been struggling and dropping points. I mean, I get where you're coming from, the league position, but from a fan's point of view, obviously former player, I don't think it's been the most entertaining football to watch. It's been really difficult at times, and I just feel, from the outside looking in, I think there's a few grumblings within the squad. I think there's a few unhappy players who have obviously not been playing. you know, and obviously the conversations that were had over the weekend, and obviously the remarks that Ruben made after the game of, you know, found himself obviously losing his job. But yeah, it's been difficult. But I think it's about steadying the ship now for the club and trying to find someone who can move us forward maybe till the end of the season. And then obviously the club have a little rethink about who they want and what style they want to go for. Because, you know, when they did bring Ruben in, I think he was a little bit stubborn in himself. The remarks he made about obviously the way he plays, his systems and stuff. I think if you're a top coach, obviously, you know, Sir Alex, Pep, you know, Jurgen Klopp, these type of guys, I think they've always been flexible in, you know, depending on who they're playing against, they'll always change the system and alter it in certain games. So I think he's a bit silly in that sense. Obviously, we all want to play our favourite systems and we all want to play, you know, expansive football, but sometimes you have to play different ways.
Pardew, I done my badges with Amorim, and I think once Manchester United fans found that out, that's when they lost hope when I mentioned that a year ago. I didn't think that on our trip to Northern Ireland to do our badges, myself, Chrissy Samba, Ben Jarney, Alex Bruce. I didn't think Alex Bruce would come out the best coach out of all of us. Pardew.
Hey, what were the nights out must have been decent, Gabby. Never mind the coaching.
Mate, they were very good, mate. They were very good. Shock Craig Gardner didn't come out though.
Oh no, he'd have been golfing, I'd imagine.
Is it fair to say these badges don't work, Gab?
Yeah, mine didn't.
Absolutely.
Rattle off the names again.
Mine didn't work. Amorim didn't work. Alex Bruce is working, doing a great job at Salford as a coach. But Pardew, on a serious note though, what I found from Amorim was like, even after like defeats, say a couple of days later, he's doing an interview or a press conference, he's always laughing. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, you're losing big games for Manchester United, and like, what's funny? I just don't think he took it too seriously, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Gabby. It's obviously managers and coaches are different, the way they apply themselves. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure that comes with a job. I just don't think it's not necessarily at Manchester United. It's just coaching the team. It's the full infrastructure that you have to understand and what you've done, and it's been done, you know, for 20 odd years by the best that's ever done it. So, you know, it's difficult. Obviously, he was coming into the club, and I'll be honest, myself, I didn't really know too much about him and what he'd done previously. And you know, to take a job like he did was a huge job. And you know, take your hat off for him for trying. But the fit just wasn't right for me. It wasn't right from the beginning.
Phil, Old Trafford, they want entertained, don't they? They like the ball wide.
Of course. You know what
attack. Don't get me wrong, you got to have the players to be able to do that. Well, you know, gradually you find the players to do that. But I like what you said, Ellen. I totally agree. If you're going to change a system, it's because of the way the opposition play. If they're pacey up front, we touched on it earlier, don't play a high line with use the pace in behind you. Do you know what I mean? There's some things that never change in football. You've just got to use your common sense.
Yeah, some of the basics never change, do they, Al Gabby? It's, you know, football, you know, sometimes it can be complicated by certain individuals, and it doesn't need to be. I think what United fans have been used to over recent years is free-flowing attacking football and attacking players. And I think, obviously, some of the substitutions as well didn't quite help. Obviously, you go back to, I hate saying it, but you go back to Sir Alex, if you're 1 down or you're drawing in the 85th minute, you throw 2 strikers on. You know, Ruben was changing centre halves, you know, late on in games. I just didn't really understand some of the tactical decisions.
You know the other thing that drives me mad? And yeah, I do have a little bet when I'm watching footballs. when you're behind, your team are behind, and they're still knocking about the back as if they're 3-0 up. You get them forward.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's a joke, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to mix. Sometimes as well. I've seen the goal we got against Leeds the other day. I know it was a long ball down the pitch, but you know they mix the game up a little bit. Sometimes you're playing out from the back and it's a bit pedestrian, it's a bit slow, and it entices teams to come and pressure. Sometimes you just ask a question and just clip a ball forward and get
can I ask you one quick one on the rumours that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to come in? What your thoughts on that are? And also, like Alan says, you know, you're on joint points with Chelsea. I think top 5 get Champions League this season again. So it's not all doom and gloom, is it?
No, absolutely not, Gabby. I think at the minute, it's, listen, I'm not privy to conversations who, obviously, the hierarchy are looking to bring in. Obviously, Ollie's been mentioned, Michael Carrick's been mentioned. Obviously, Fletcher's at the wheel at the minute tonight, which we're all looking forward to.
Yeah, good luck to him as well.
A great guy. Obviously, understands the club, been in and around the first team since he was 17. So he understands the whole infrastructure and the way it works, and I'm sure he'll get a tune out of them. But going back to your question, Gabby, I'm not sure. Maybe Carras, maybe Ollie till the end of the season, and then reevaluate and see what's available. Obviously, like the show said before, there's a lot of options out there in the summer. So I think they'll be patient with it. I think obviously it'll be up to whoever comes in to try and force that top four and try and obviously get Champions League football, because a club like United need it.
Yeah, I agree. Phil, great. Thank you.
Has that hair grown yet, Phil?
It's getting there. It's just under
lovely,
the cat there, you see.
Lovely, top man.
I've got your discount code here, Gab.
Right, more chance of getting hair out of bald egg, mate, than mine.
Cheers, Phil. Thank you. Phil Bardsley there. Listen, it's interesting who's going to be in charge, because you get the Manchester Derby coming up. You get FA Cup, Manchester Derby, all those games.
But look at the table.
I know.
There's every chance of top five.
Yeah, but look behind them as well. Look, Brentford are still there. Sunderland and Newcastle and Brighton are still there.
Yeah.
It's a lot to play for. That's why should they be changing at this moment? I don't know. Burnley Man United live and exclusive on talkSPORT tonight. 8 o'clock kick-off. Darren Fletcher, we wish him well. First in the dugout, he's expected to take charge of the FA Cup game the weekend. Then reports it will be Ollie for the Manchester Derby. All these games are live and exclusive on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we're going to be hearing from Alan Pardew, who took West Ham to a cup final, who's got real concerns about his former club.
Tyson Fury, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. Just hearing these names makes you think money and the hundreds of millions of dollars, pounds or Saudi riyals in boxing. But that's at the top. At the bottom, it isn't quite the same. Even for those on the rise, there's not an awful lot of cash in the boxing world. And if you're just starting out, well, it can be a very costly exercise indeed. But don't take my word for it. Here's the former European champion, talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver.
You're turning professional and you're boxing, let's say, York Hall on a non-televised fight. You have to sell tickets to earn any money, but you have to cover the wages of your opponent as well. So if you don't have the ability to be able to sell enough tickets, you effectively have to pay to fight.
A far cry then from Jake Paul facing Mike Tyson in 2024, when the purse was reported to be around £48 million. But the vast amounts of cash lining the top dog's pockets isn't the norm in a typical fight.
Let's say you're lucky and you get between 5 and 10 grand. You're going to get 10 grand max for that. 10% goes to the trainer, 25% goes to the manager. Then we've got the tax man to pay as well. So we're cutting that money in at least half. So now you've got 5 grand for a 10-week camp. So you're talking about a guy here earning, he might be clearing 500 quid a week. How do you support a family on that? So boxers chase the dream. And, you know, there's probably 2% of them that actually make it.
So say you do make it and you start to rise up the ranks. Strikers Boxing, a training academy, says the mid-tier fighters can earn more, somewhere between £10,000 and £50,000 a fight, depending on record, profile, opponent and popularity of weight class. It's only at the top level does the real cash start flowing in, with the top-tier professionals, i.e. those going for titles, earning 6 figures a fight. Something else you'll have heard of is the terms prize fighter or journeyman. A prize fighter is, as it sounds, someone who picks up fights where they can and gets a nice big check if they win. Journeymen are the fighters who take on up-and-comers, effectively used for experience in the ring. Even if they're going up against a real prospect, a young Anthony Joshua, for example, these guys will be lucky to earn more than 10 grand. So the average boxer isn't as rich as you'd think.
Good games tonight, Gavin. You know, we've got to get stuck into these later on.
Yes, definitely.
Fulham Chelsea, City against Brighton's a good game.
Tough one for Villa, Al.
Newcastle against Leeds as well.
Villa got Palace away, our bogey team. We'll talk about that game later.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby. Save on your next car on the real sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. Last night's relegation 6-pointer ended in devastating fashion for West Ham, who moved 7 points away from safety.
For the loser, a winter of discontent, Lou.
They've got to wake up now and start winning games of football.
The club has gone. Like there's no, the whole soul of that football club is dead at the moment.
West Ham United hit the front. It's an own goal from Murillo. The last time they did win a game in which they opened the scoring was back in August against Forest. Correct.
Yeah, keep believing, man. Keep believing. It's a tough moment.
And you're starting to see the West Ham supporters trickle
Exodus.
out now. Yeah, they've seen enough, some of them.
It's almost like a script we've all read before.
Penalty to Nottingham Forest in the 87th minute of the game.
Big pressure.
The shoulders of Morgan Gibbs-White. He steps up, right-footed, and drills it through the middle of the goal and into the back of the net. Felt as if they've been destined to be sucked into a relegation fight for the last few years.
There's a complete lack of leadership across the whole team.
But their dreams, like the bubbles that are blown from the machine before kick-off, seem to be fading and dying. West Ham United 1, Nottingham Forest 2.
What would you do about Bowen, eh?
I know.
What would you do about
he was decent last night, Al, but they're just not looking good. Really not.
We're 11 points from 16 games. Nuno's made the worst start of any West Ham boss in Premier League history since replacing Potter back in September. Fans, while they piled at the stadium long before Gibbs-White 89th minute winner, before a chorus of boos greeted the team at full time. Find out how difficult it is to manage for West Ham, and the fans were John Berman, who steered them to a 2006 FA Cup final and now steers majestic on a Sunday evening on talkSPORT. Alan Pardew joins us. Al, morning.
Morning, Al.
Morning, Alan. Morning, Gabby. How you doing?
Very, very well. You want to try and steer Gabby to success? Jesus, Al, honestly.
Impossible.
That would be Mission Impossible. Al, it's not good, is it? You know, West Ham, for me, I used to love playing against West Ham with the Ipswich connection, just up the road, basically, up the A12. But supported-wise, brilliant. Away from home as well, brilliant. Take all their allocation. It's sad when you see the stadium empty like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I watched the game last night. The margins really went against them. I mean, you know, sometimes the footballing gods are with you and sometimes they're not. You know, to go 2-0 up, which looked okay at the time. And, you know, we were talking inches, he's offside as he crossed it. But, you know, the stadium not full because a lot of people were not going. They're, you know, uninterested in terms of the team. They haven't managed to grasp that West Ham kind of feel at the moment with their performances, the team. So until they do that, that stadium's going to remain as it is. You know, it's a little bit negative, a little bit quiet. They need to get a big result somewhere, maybe away from home, to reignite it for sure.
Alan, yesterday, obviously, the West Ham goal was an own goal. And you look at Bowen, 6 goals, Paqueta, 4, Wilson, 4. Then you're down to Souček and Fernandes, 2. Players need to start stepping up, don't they? I mean, they brought in 2 strikers, Castellanos and Felipe, total of 45 million. They need to hit the ground running, don't they?
They do. I mean, Castellanos, he threw in last night. I watched the game last night. I thought he did well in his first game. You know, he looks like he's got a bit of battling qualities, sort of player West Ham fans would like. And then off the bench, you know, it was okay in terms of offensive play. I thought they looked better. But what worries me about West Ham is this new theme, particularly this year in the Premier League, of set plays, and they just can't deal with them. They got a 6'5" centre half, but he can't move his feet. The goalkeeper looks uneasy on crosses. He made a terrible error for the penalty. And that really needs to be addressed. I mean, if I was technical director at West Ham, I'd be going straight to the Championship and go and get myself a warrior centre-back who can move his feet and give me some sort of protection.
Yes.
But that's something you can work on, Al, isn't it? It's not as if you haven't got the players. You can work on set pieces for a lot of time. You know, whether you're zonal defending or whether you pile up that near post, you can work on things like that to reduce your deficits.
Well, Nuno's experienced manager, I'm sure he is. But sometimes, Al, you know yourself, if you haven't got the right personnel, you're in trouble. And particularly the goalie, you know, he's made a fantastic save in the first half, which is typical of a roller. But on crosses, he doesn't look comfortable, and they're swinging them right underneath him. And you know, it's proving that stat is not good. That needs to be addressed very, very quickly.
For me, Alan, Nuno Santos, since he's been in charge, 11 points from 16 matches. 17 games left. They probably need 30 points. It's not looking good, is it, at all for West Ham?
No. I'm not sure what the record is. If you change your manager a third time, I'm sure it's pretty poor. I think most clubs that do that will go down. But as you say, they've got themselves in a really terrible position at the moment. They're going to need a result really quickly. And my experience of being down there, you know, you need to get some kind of momentum going. As I say, I thought the performance last night was okay.
Yep.
They were a little bit unlucky with the way it fell. But, you know, that's against the team that they're a fall from bottom. It wasn't a mid-table team or a team at the top.
Yeah.
That's where the tests are really going to come.
What do you make of the couple of changes that are being made now? Chelsea, great chance for Liam, but a lot of Chelsea fans are against it right away. He's not even stepped on the pitch yet, I don't think. And Manchester United as well, you know, 5th and 6th in the table, they're making changes. Maybe you should give up these adverts and get back on the old training ground, mate.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and it's interesting that Solskjaer will go back to Man United by the looks of it. I think that's probably a wise move as an interim. I don't think that's the way forward for that particular club, but in the short term, that makes a lot of sense. It'll get the fans engaged. Hopefully, he'll change the system to a system that suits the squad a little bit better. As for Liam, what an opportunity for him. Massive, you know, and Leroy will be behind him, sort of helping him, guide him, because he's going to need a support network around him. He's a young manager. He's going into a real kind of fire pit of a football club.
Yeah.
With the owners and the technical directors. So, you know, you can only wish him well. And a guy of colour, of course, which is brilliant because, you know, the lack of black managers in the divisions is stark, really.
Definitely.
Al, nice one.
Top man,
Thank
Alan.
you.
Thank you, mate.
Don't forget, you can hear Alan Pardew alongside Majestic this Sunday in the final word at 6:30. Looking back on all this weekend's action. So much going on in football. Coming up, everyone's saying that United need a big personality to turn things around. Could this man make United great again? We'll find out next.
I don't know what a Gary Neville is. I think he served me in Walmart last week, but no doubt he's a great guy.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby. We've been speaking all morning about Manchester United's managerial situation, and in some of the papers this morning you see superimposed images of US President of the USA, Donald Trump, in a Man United tracksuit. That's because he's been weighed up as a 2,000 to 1 shot by a particular bookie to replace Amarine and become, in the words of the Daily Star, an orange devil. Well, maybe 2001 could be a bargain. Here's what Mr. Trump had said this morning.
First things first, we'll now be playing at Orange Trafford. We'll train once a day, tan twice a week, and you'll all need to learn my weird little dance within 1 hour of meeting me. I know a thing or two about walls, so I promise we'll never concede from a free kick ever again. I don't know what a Gary Neville is. I think he served me in Walmart last week, but no doubt he's a great guy. Is Blue Moon what we sing? I don't know, but we'll send Bruno Fernandes into space on Apollo 12. He's a great guy. It's time to make Manchester United great again. Is David Beckham still playing? He's a great guy.
He knows who Beckham is, though, whatever that. Of
course he does.
Obviously, before he tries to sue us for $10 billion, that was, of course, just AI and not exactly Donald Trump. Among others, unlikely names in the frame, Luke Littler and Angry Ginge. Dear, oh dear.
Deary.
Would that trio, Trump, Littler, Ginge, do a better job than Amadin? Would they? Right, speaking of odds, let's get the very latest with Coral. And here comes Uncle Sam and Claire.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Oh.
Morning, Simon.
Morning, Simon.
Good morning, Al. Good morning, Al. Good morning, Gavin. That was a great American accent there, Al. I liked that.
It's scary what they can do in AI.
Oh, my God. I thought it was Rory Bremner. Isn't that funny? I was at the Peter O'Sullivan lunch in November, and anyone who's there, he gave his longest ever comedy performance at the Peter O'Sullivan lunch. And his Donald Trump, he must have done Donald Trump nearly throughout, and it was brilliant. But, yeah, so... Rory, if you're listening, come out with some more Donald Trump stuff after today. I mean, look, that's actually our friends at Ladbrokes who came up with those odds. The Daily Star had them on the front page yesterday.
Right.
Fun and,
so, Simon, the weather obviously is a big consideration. Where do you want to start with odds? Before I start, I tell you what, let's start with this. How do they bet in the SPL now? Hearts favourites. Who's second and third favourite? Are Rangers jumped above Celtic?
Well, just actually, you'll be interested in this. Actually, we currently make Celtic favourites is 11 to 8. Yes, we do. Well, I think that's right. There's been money for Celtic who believe, for the fans believe in Martin. So we now make Celtic 11 to 8, 15 to 8 Hearts, 9 to 4 Rangers. But it couldn't be closer. And I don't even know when the last time there was a three-way battle in the betting for the SPFL title. Yeah, this stage of the season, probably 20 years ago or something. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it? I know, but Celtic are still favourites now, which will be encouragement.
Interesting.
Well. Right, Simon, here we go, right.
Well, should we talk about Man United manager situation quickly? We are betting. It's always very complicated when you have this situation of a mid-season departure and they talk about interims. Yeah. So our market, to find on the next permanent manager, it would be if a caretaker come in, he has to manage for 10 games and then we'll pay out, if you know what I mean. So Ollie Solskjaer is 1 to 3, Darren Fletcher is 9 to 2, Michael Carrick 9 to 2, and then Oliver Glasner 12 to 1. So if they appoint a permanent one, after 10 games we'll pay out. But even if he's interim to the end of the season and then stops, if he's done 10 games, we'll pay out. So it's kind of, that's the way we defined it.
Simon, where do your odds makers get these odds from? Are they just basically trolling social media?
Yeah.
Or have they got a little, someone in the camp?
Well, they're listening to Alex Crook, obviously, Alan, aren't we all? I mean, but look, you're absolutely right. They are absolutely keeping an eye on the media, the social media, and money. Like, to be fair, Chris Wood, our trader, I asked why the odds have been taken down, because last night I think Solskjaer was 4 to 5, and he said, look, got to take it down overnight. We were laying loads of Solskjaer at 4 to 5. We're going back up at 1 to 3. And it's literally, they just sit there watching where the money's coming for, because it's such a live market.
Can I ask you, Simon, on relegation odds for West Ham? What's the odds on them going down, all of them staying up?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're 5 to 1 on to go down, which effectively would mean they're about 3 to 1 to stay up. And in fact, if anybody does want to back them to stay up, they can contact Coral, and I'm sure we'd quote the other side as well, because that now is the job in hand. I was hearing you chat earlier to Alan Pardew, and it's going to be a tough ask, isn't it? The biggest problem is actually who are they going to leapfrog? And we make it 6 to 1 Nottingham Forest, 8 to 1 Leeds, and then 20 to 1 Bournemouth. So it's who they've got to pass, not just collecting the points, isn't it? That's the challenge.
Yeah, very tough. Right, what about tonight's game, Simon? There's some great games. Hopefully, weather-wise, we'll be okay. Tomorrow night it might be different, but tonight we've got some real mouth-watering ones.
Yeah, look, I mean, Gabby, might as well start with Palace versus Villa. We made Villa 5-4 favourites to go to Selhurst Park.
Bogey team, Palace, bogey team.
We've
They're
lost,
struggling, though.
Simon, we've lost six of our last 7 games at Selhurst Park. Our bogey team.
Yeah, but they are struggling. Lost 4 of the last 5, Palace, after being they were 4th in the table at one point, weren't they?
When you say Crystal Palace, Aston Villa fans, they shake. That's how bad we are. Already beating us at Villa Park this season at home.
Interesting.
So they're a very tough opponent for us. They've got our number.
Gabby, have you got Simon a ticket? He's just down the road from Selhurst.
Yeah, I haven't been for a while, obviously, being an Arsenal
fan. But he only sits in Corporate L, so I'm not sure we can sort.
Oh, that's the only
You're not far wrong. Particularly on a cold night tonight, I'm watching on the sofa. What about, here are a couple of other games. There are some great games. Bournemouth versus Spurs. We know Thomas Frank's under pressure. He must be looking, seeing, Maresca gone, Amarin gone, Nancy gone. It's clearly not a good time for managers under pressure, is it? And their second favourites 2-1 tonight against Bournemouth, who are struggling as well. 3 points from 15, 5-4. That's an interesting game. I thought Brentford-Sunderland, both on 30 points. What a season Sunderland are having. Brentford 5-6. They're in a reasonable run of form. Sunderland 100-30 away from home. It's quite interesting in terms of their relative expectations. We think Brentford for a top 6 position is 6-1, whereas Sunderland 14-1. So even though Sunderland are level, we sort of feel that Brentford are the more potential.
I fancy Brighton tonight, mate. The defensive problems for City. Yep, no Gvardiol, no Diaz, no Stones still. Could be Aki and Kushinov, centre-halves. I think Brighton will have a good go at them.
That's brilliant. Listen, Brighton are 11-2. It's 4-1 the draw. I think Arsenal fans will take either. Anything to stop, which I think now are really looking like their main obstacle to the title. It's 1-3 Arsenal, 3-1 Man City. Then, sorry, I shouldn't say that with you there, Gabby. Then it's 28-1 Aston Villa, who is still in title contention.
What is it with you and Aston Villa, Simon? You and Steve-O. We're on the same point as City.
My big
Why
game,
am I winding him up?
Simon, I love this game, Newcastle against Leeds. I think Leeds have given themselves a real chance. Great December they had.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, listen, 4-6 Newcastle, St James's Park. It'll be a cold night there, fans in full voice. But Leeds playing well, 3-1 the draw. Again, that might be what Leeds will be looking at. 5-1, an away win at a tough place to go. But great. I mean, look, Burnley, Man United. Darren Fletcher with his chance to stake his claim for the interim job at least, and they're 4-6 favourites away to Burnley, who desperate for points clearly. You do see these interim manager bounces, don't you, Gabby Al? Where actually they suddenly, and they're not playing terribly. They're still only 9-2 for a top 4 finish, United. So
I think top 5 gets you Champions League again. I think because the English clubs will do well in Europe, I reckon. So it's all to play for still this second half of the season.
Simon, just one quick one because I've got to break. Over in Africa, who's favourites now?
Australia.
In African combinations.
I thought we were talking cricket all of a sudden.
What odds on Australia to win the African Cup of Nations, mate? What are the odds?
Look, in Australia, I might point out, for anyone who's actually watched the cricket overnight, England are 12-1 to pull up a very unlikely.
No, forget that.
He's giving himself time.
Is it Morocco or Algeria?
Yeah,
Algeria.
Gabby knows me so well. I'm playing for time. I'm actually playing for time here. Yes, I'm sure it is Morocco. Here we go. International African Cup of Nations. Oh, God. It is Morocco, 15-8. Senegal, 100-30. 5-1 Nigeria, and 8-1. The Ivory Coast.
Very clever guy.
Nice one, Simon. We'll try and get a ticket for tonight.
Not bad, Simon.
Simon Clare, we'll talk Cheltenham. Our big race is coming up because the countdown now is on for Cheltenham. Okay, 8:28 coming up. Everyone is saying United need to return to a manager who understands the DNA of the club. So what is United's DNA? Gabby will tell us next. You want to get in touch to tell Gabby why Ollie is the right choice to come in on an interim, 03717 223344. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral, 18plus gambleaware.org.
He's a great guy.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18plus gambleaware.org.
know sport is full of money, and when it comes to exhibition matches, it is the cash involved that gets them off the ground. But that's what makes it even more annoying if the event falls flat. When Mike Tyson fought Jake Paul, 65 million people streamed it on Netflix, but many people complained of buffering and freezing, and the fight itself wasn't that great either. So fans got shortchanged, while Tyson and Paul took home around $60 million between them. Another one with a huge prize pot was Tiger versus Phil in 2018. That had £9 million. But again, the pay-per-view had streaming issues. Miking up the players was an anticlimax too, and the golf itself was bang average. When Ronaldo went to Saudi, we all knew money was the driving force, given his salary of £177 million a year. But then they thought, let's get Messi over for a game. So we had PSG versus the Riyadh All-Stars. Both the GOATs were past their best, but PSG still lined their pockets, charging fans a few pounds to watch it on their official channels. Although it wasn't quite as bad as the 75 quid pay-per-view where Mayweather fought McGregor. I feel like what we really need is constantly high-quality action delivered to you for free. And that, my friends, is called talkSPORT.
So, Gab, you won't be going home today then? You're on tomorrow with me, and then what you doing Friday? You're doing the 10 o'clock show?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet, because it's going to be a bit of a crazy storm, but you seem to know everything, Aldo, so maybe I'll check in with you tomorrow, and you see what it's going to be like on Friday.
Well, if I was you, I'd stay over the road in the hotel.
Yeah. Maybe I'll stay at yours, maybe?
No. No.
Why?
No,
you got a spare bedroom?
No. talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Save on your next car on the real sale. It's the UK's biggest used car sale. Gabby alongside me. Right. Are we about to hear this again? So talkSPORT understands Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is in advanced talks to become United's next interim head coach for the rest of the season. Don't forget there's a big Manchester derby coming up, and we hear he should be ready to take over for that. You've got something off your chest, Gabby. Now, what is this? The boys are all sniggering behind the window, so what's going on?
So, Alan, Gary Neville has said that Manchester United have got to appoint a manager that fits the DNA of their club. So this got me wondering, what is Manchester United's DNA? Let me tell you. It's waving Norwich scarves in the air after every loss. It's not getting a haircut until 5 wins in a row. It's losing a European final to Tottenham Hotspur.
It's just who we are, mate.
It's firing staff to save money, only to sack managers and rack up a bill of over £30 million. It's having Mark Goldbridge screaming in his mom's basement.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's having a laugh. It's having a stadium that is falling down. It's every former player having their own bloody podcast. It's asking what would Fergie do. It's increasing ticket prices for kids. It's losing 7-0 to Liverpool.
7!
It's packed lunches for your staff. It's shouting, attack, 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 when you sit back against bottom of the league sides. It's hiring former players to cover up the mess at the club and calling it returning to our DNA. And one final one, Alan. It's teams doing a double over you season after season. What a joke. A laughing stock of a football club. The end.
And yeah, you look at the table, 31 points in 6th place at the moment. Same points as Chelsea and just 3 behind Liverpool. It could be a lot worse.
Someone needs to come in and play a 4-3-3.
Who though? Who'd you put? Who's out there? Who's a big name?
Do you know what, Al?
Poch is not going to take it,
Yeah.
because he's got the World Cup. And
I think they need to wait till the summer. But what I don't understand is, we played the clips earlier. We should play them again before the end of the show. Of all the fans that were saying, he's legendary status. Ollie might be gone now. It's not the same. Get him out. It's not working. It's the worst football I've seen. And you fast forward a few years, and he's going to get the job again. I don't care if it's interim caretaker boss for 5 months. Out of all the managers that could come in for 5 months, they're going for someone that they've sacked already. It doesn't make sense.
If you're going to take a chance for a young manager, what about Keenan McKenna?
Exactly.
Right, Gabby. He's also called the report that Ollie will be back in charge on an interim basis for Manchester against Manchester City, the Manchester derby, live and exclusive on talkSPORT. Right, let's get the fans going. 03717 223344. That's the number to call. Amir's a United fan. Amir, good morning.
Good morning, Amir.
Good morning. Did I just really spend 3 minutes listening to that DNA? Oh my God.
2 minutes
Let's
30, mate.
Something at the end. Aston Villa lost to Man United in the last game and didn't get Champions League. So just add that to the DNA. Can't believe it. But anyway, Ollie made me smile when he came in first time. I hope he makes me smile again. I just said to your presenter when you put me on, saying, when you go to the ground and you see the team, you hear what fans say. They're not happy. They weren't happy. Look, I was shocked that Amarim got sacked, but I wasn't surprised. And that's what a lot of people are saying. So my job was, the person said, put me on to speak to Gary and say, am I convinced about Ollie? Yeah, I am convinced, because he's been there once, and, he did actually put some wins together. He did have a system. He did have the kind of philosophy of, the players know what they're doing. So I'm all for it, yeah, and then wait till the summer. I don't think we can bring a permanent manager now. We'll have to wait till the summer.
Wait till the summer, Amir. Thank you. Now,
Thank you, Amir.
Kieran McKenna. I think Kieran McKenna and Ollie are big friends.
Like Gareth Southgate?
Yeah, he's there.
Sir Gareth Southgate, sorry, beg my pardon.
But right away, you all of United fans say, oh, no, not the way he plays.
I know. Can't win, can you?
Yeah. But there's an international boss.
Sir Gareth, experienced manager.
But McKenna and Solskjaer, is that the dream? Look, I want to stay at Ipswich, because I think now, I said we'd make the playoffs, but there is a chance we could.
Southgate's out of work. Just makes sense. Stability.
If he wants it, that is.
Yeah.
What about Andrew, another Manchester United fan? Andrew, good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
Good morning. Gabby, weren't you in that 8-0 loss to Chelsea in 2012, that team?
No, mate, I didn't play that game, mate. Suspended.
We injured.
Just suspended, yeah, mate. Throwing a few tackles in, aggressive, strong striker.
I don't know what football matches you were watching.
I was playing.
Ollie, I think Ollie would be a good shout, to be fair, but he played solid football, good flowing football, got the best out of Bruno and other players. I think the downfall was we ended up snatching Ronaldo at the same time we got Sancho. I think that was his downfall. He shouldn't have agreed with that. And some of the players that he wanted when Woodward was there, if he would have signed them players, we wouldn't be here now. With the likes of Haaland and things like that, he wanted them. So I think it'd be a good appointment. I'd love to see Roy Keane as his assistant.
Impossible.
Why, Gab?
Players aren't tuned like that anymore. Like, I played under Roy Keane, and the way he is, he'd upset so many of the players. They'll be in their shells. Wouldn't work. No chance.
I don't know. I think he's matured a lot. You see him on them podcasts, and he looks like he's
until someone gives the ball away in training and he absolutely loses it at them.
But that's how United used to train. You talk about DNA. That's the type of stuff we need to bring back. All the ex-players, they complain about the United squad today, and so they should, because the standards aren't there that they used to play.
Yeah, I just don't think the players nowadays, mate, can take it I mean, near the end of my career, like some of the younger players, they couldn't handle being shouted at. Never mind the Roy Keane.
What about Jonathan, a United fan? Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, John.
Morning, boys. Hope you're well. I've got to say something. You know how bad it is when I agree with 50% of what Gabby's just said.
Desperate times, John.
It's Jonathan, not John.
Oh,
it's Jonathan.
Sorry, Jonathan.
No, Gabby, I've got to say for once, mate, you're on the ball. but I'll tell you, it's also what no one's mentioned. I'll tell you who's laughing today. What about Dan Ashworth? We waited all that time for him, brought him in. He says, don't get hammered, and we sack him and give him £6 million. It's rotten to the core, unfortunately, and I love my club. You know, the people above the manager have no idea. You know, Wilcox, the little guy who used to be at City, I don't even know his name. You know, what we doing bringing City people in? But on the other hand, Ollie, we all love Ollie, but Ollie is a joke to bring back as manager when you sacked him once before.
Exactly.
You know.
Would you ever go with someone like Kieran McKenna, you know, who's proven himself in the Championship, that's for sure. He's doing well. He's United through and through here.
He is on the. I think the problem is a permanent manager. One thing they're right about, you've got to wait till the end of the season for a permanent manager. Right? Look at what happened with Amarin. You've got to bring someone in, and in the meantime, the good thing about an interim manager, they tend to get results. It always goes wrong when you employ them full time.
Jonathan, don't you think though Manchester United now, they have to in the summer say, listen, we are going to get a proven elite manager. No messing around, no up-and-coming manager that's done well in the Mickey Mouse leagues. A proven manager.
100%.
Joke's over.
Gabby, but Gabby, name me one who'll come.
Well, all we hear is it's Manchester United. They will come. Like, go and get. We don't know how it goes to England at the World Cup. We don't know how that goes. Do you wait after that and see Tuchel?
To me, well, I don't think Tuchel's that good. I'll tell you, I'd have in a heartbeat if he'd come, and that's Carlo Ancelotti.
I was just thinking that in my head, to be honest.
No,
if it doesn't work for Brazil in the World Cup.
Oh, him. Have you read Big Dunk's book and how complimentary he is about him? What a top man and a top manager he is and a proven winner.
The respect as well the players will have from him. Yeah.
The players that I've respect, and I'll tell you something else, Wilcox and the other little guy, he'd give Ancelotti what they want because he's a proven name. You need, you know, he's not far off Fergie in his status in the game.
Do you know what's frustrating for me, though?
And he wouldn't be scared of the big names either.
Yeah.
You know,
Jonathan, do you know what's frustrating for me is that if Amarin played the right formation, he had the players, he would have got better results. Diallo, Mbeumo, Cunha, Fernandes further forward, Manu in there.
100%, mate. But also, you've got to say that genius Wilcox, when he employed him, didn't he realise that we haven't got players for a 3-4-3?
Exactly.
And also, since when has a 3-4-3 ever worked? I think Chelsea won the league once with it.
Totally agree.
It doesn't work.
No.
But
Jonathan, nice to talk again. Thank you. Right, still to come here on Breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
I tell you what, Gabby, Jonathan's been listening for many, many years.
Has he?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to get a compliment, Al.
Yeah, but don't call him John.
One every... So, Jonathan, I said.
Yeah. Nuno giving the edge at West Ham after another defeat, I'm afraid. A late-minute winner for Forest, 89th minute. And last night's sports bar was not the place to head for sympathy if you're a West Ham fan.
I couldn't work out. I mean, I don't know whether West Ham fans got it wrong, but they may have made their way to Ali Pali. But, you know, they dress up like as Mario Brother, and they dress up as like... Why do all the West Ham fans turn up as seats tonight?
Do you know what? That's actually good from you.
I heard that before. 03 this week. 03717 03717 223344. It's time to roll the dice again, is it? Cundy went to say that Harry Redknapp, Harry's worth one final crack. Listen, Harry's too busy with his races, these horses at the moment. Don't you worry about that. He cannot. The old jukebox man. Go on, Harry. 2006 FA Cup runner-up James Collins will join us at 9 for this. I tell you what, Harry, would he go back in there to the end of the season? No, he wouldn't, would he? That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins. Higher.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby. Now it's time at 8:51 for a bit of this.
26k for 2026 on talkSPORT.
Now, just 2 days left to get your entry in for your chance to win £26,000. At 12 p.m. this Friday, we'll call the 26 grand for 2026 winner, and £26,000 will be paid into your bank account that very day. Gabby used to spend that a night in Vegas round the tables. You can spend it, though, however you want. You can go to Vegas or you can stick it in the bank. Don't miss your chance. Here's how to enter. Text WIN to 83338. That's WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call 0343 423 9761. I'll give you again 0343 423 9761. Lines close 12 p.m. Friday. That's when you need to answer your phone if it rings. UK residents only, 18 plus. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com/win. It's your chance to win. Text the word WIN to 83338. Now, good luck. Now, time now is for... do you know anyone who's won any of these prizes, Gab? You always say, oh, I've never won it. But someone does.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know. But it'd be a nice start of the year, wouldn't it, Al? £26,000. Lovely.
It'd be lovely if someone who needs it as well.
Exactly, 100%.
Right now, it's time for a transfer roundup with Intuit QuickBooks.
Transfer window. Breaking news on talkSPORT with Intuit QuickBooks. Tackle your self-assessment with Intuit QuickBooks. Search QuickBooks to find out more.
Crook is roundup, right here every day. Crook is roundup, which players are on their way. If an agent's got a story.
Hello, Alex Crook. What you got for me?
Crookie gets it first.
Yeehaw, cowboy! There's a snake in my boot.
I'm delighted to say that joining us now to give us his latest transfer rumours is talkSPORT's very own Cook in the Books Crook. Alex, go. I shouldn't have said.
Morning, Crookie.
Crookie, good morning. How are we?
Good morning. Happy New Year. Can we still say that?
Yeah, of course we can.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Crookie. Good guy.
Well, I was going to say we're getting to United, but we must do Nuno first. Course, so many texts and emails coming in here, Alex. West Ham fans have had enough.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It was a better performance last night, but ultimately the same outcome. Obviously, they'll point to a couple of refereeing decisions that went against them. But you look at Nuno's record since he came in. I think he's officially got a worse record now than Graham Potter when he was fired. So it makes pretty grim reading. They've backed him in this transfer window with the signings of Pablo and Castellanos in particular. Obviously made his debut last night. So that would suggest that they're not going to pull the trigger. But I've got to say, I keep hearing mixed messaging coming out of West Ham. There was a lot of suggestions from well-placed sources last night. They could well make a change. You know, Slaven Bilic, who was close to coming in before Nuno was appointed, is on standby. But I think the worst thing for West Ham now is you look at all the empty seats around London Stadium. The fans aren't even angry, are they, Al, anymore? I think they're apathetic to the situation and they're resigned to the fact they're going to have the biggest stadium in the Championship next season.
Crookie, I do look at it, though, in the game, and the turning point was the disallowed goal, wasn't it, Somerville? The rules say it's offside, but I thought it was harsh. They scored that, it's 2-0, I think it's game over. But the players showed fight for me, and they did try. That shows that maybe the manager doesn't get sacked when you can still see a team performing for him.
Yeah, and they'll be hoping these new signings can give the place a lift. They're still working on other targets. A deal was pretty much in place for Adama Traore at Fulham to follow his former Wolves manager across London, but I think they want to keep hold of him until their players return from the African Cup of Nations. Charlie Cresswell, England under-21 defender, doing really well over in France, is another potential option because they are vulnerable at the back, aren't they? Still yet to keep a clean sheet under Nuno, so I think that's an area of the team that needs addressing. But I was speaking to Jim and Simon yesterday, and if you want a sort of microcosm of the chaos that West Ham have become, look no further than the goalkeeper Mads Hermansen. He was signed from Leicester for a fee of between 15 and 20 million pounds at the insistence of Graham Potter. No sooner had Hermansen arrived than Graham Potter was fired. He's played 4 Premier League games, and now they're looking to offload him.
It's crazy, isn't it? You trust your coach or manager's judgment, and then you bomb them out. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's I guess why you would think that maybe Nuno is going to be safe, because a lot of these players have been signed for him, and a lot of them have been signed from his stable, George Mendes clients, and George Mendes is Nuno's agent.
Yeah, what about City? Sorry, Gab. What about City? You imagine that last-minute goal for Chelsea. You imagine what he's thinking, Pep. He's like, not again. He can't believe it.
But do you think they will get Guehi over Liverpool now, Crookie?
I think if he goes anywhere in January, then Manchester City more likely than Liverpool. As far as I'm told, Liverpool are not looking to pull that cord in this transfer window. It's quite an expensive deal to do when you take into account agents' fees. Crystal Palace still wanting a fee, I think, of around 35 to 40 million for a player who's available on a free transfer in the summer.
They're desperate, though, aren't they, City, mate?
But yeah, they are, and the chance to join Manchester City doesn't come along every day. But just speaking to people with knowledge of the Guehi situation, I don't think it's a given that he leaves in this window. And again, does it come down to a power struggle between Steve Parish and Oliver Glasner, as it did in the summer, because Steve Parish had sanctioned that deal? It was Oliver Glasner who pulled the plug at the 11th hour by basically saying, well, if you sell my captain, then I'm off. Obviously, he's not quite in a stronger position, because I think everybody knows that Oliver Glasner will leave Palace at the end of the season. But yeah, I don't think it's a definite that Guehi leaves. And also from his perspective, he's got some big clubs in Europe, the likes of Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, who are keeping tabs on the situation. If he goes to the World Cup, where you would expect him to be a starter for England and has the tournament of his lifetime, all of a sudden he can demand more wages, and maybe a move to one of those European superpowers would be more attractive.
Can also get injured as well, Crookie. But you're right. Think positive. Yeah. What about Manchester United, your club? What, is this? Are you banging your head against the wall again here?
Do you know what? When somebody suggested to me that there was a possibility Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would come back in as caretaker manager on Monday night, I thought it was some kind of belated April Fool's prank, but it's not. I mean, this is a serious possibility. In fact, I'd make Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the front runner for that interim role. We broke it on talkSPORT last night that he was inching closer to a return, maybe with Michael Carrick coming in as his number 2. It does seem a straight shootout between those two, with Ruud van Nistelrooy, another former caretaker manager, seemingly ruled out of the equation. But I mean, what does it say about Ineos? They came in promising to change the direction of travel of the football club. The fact they're willing to take a step back in time by hiring either Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Michael Carrick. And you have to remember, as good as it was at the start for Solskjaer, it was really depressing by the end.
I thought they were getting Emery, Crookie. That's what Simon Jordan said, didn't he?
Do you know what, actually? A former Arsenal player messaged me yesterday, Gabs, and this will have you bristling. He said that Unai Emery is succeeding at Villa because they're a smaller club. He can't handle the pressure of Arsenal or Manchester United.
European Cup winners, small. Okay.
Okay, enjoy. Thank you, pal.
See you Friday, Alex.
Alex Crook there, of course. How are you enjoying that show, Gab?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
You got a little lay-in as well, don't you?
Yeah, Sam Matterface, Alex Crook, very knowledgeable.
Good. 03717 223344. Give us a call now, West Ham, Man United fans. We're joined by a man who played in an FA Cup final for you next. We're talking to James Collins.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Okay, 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Oh, yeah. Take them biscuits away from me. It's got a little tickle here on it.
Okay, mate, want some water?
No, I've got some. Okay. talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil, Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark's real sale. There's huge savings to be had in over 20,000 used cars. Still to come, former Celtic midfielder Stiliyan Petrov joins us to talk about his old gaffer, Martin O'Neill, who returns for a second spell at Parkhead. There'll be a huge sigh of relief from half of Glasgow. Plus, you'll hear from a Hollywood legend and a huge West Ham fan, the lovely Ray Winstone, who will weigh in on what's gone wrong with West Ham, his club. And a nail-biting relegation 6-pointer, West Ham came out on the wrong side, leaving them 7 points adrift now of safety.
West Ham need to show some iron in their soul, while Forest must ensure they don't crack under the pressure.
If they were to go down this season, I think they might end up in League One.
That well the game. We score one goal, we create a lot of situations.
In towards the near post, it's flicked on and it's helped home. I think it might be an own goal that.
A lot of noise surrounding it, a lot of build-up. And I thought overall we've edged it and handled that well.
Look at the state of the crowd, right? No one bothered.
I just took my headphones off actually, just to sort of see what the atmosphere was like. I couldn't really hear anything.
No, it's very dull.
Ask the fans that give us hands. We will need them. We need them.
Somerville! And he smashes it down the middle of the goal.
Just looking here to see if there's an offside.
And you were right, Martin. This goal is not going to stand. Can you imagine if Nottingham Forest were to equalise now? Anderson in towards the near post, flicked on towards the far, and it sneaks in. It's a brilliant, brilliant header. Nico Dominguez.
It's almost like a script we've all read before.
It's a penalty to Nottingham Forest in the 87th minute of the game. Morgan Gibbs wide, steps up, right-footed, and drills it through the middle of the goal.
To come back and win is very pleased.
That's cue, isn't it, to leave the ground in massive numbers.
Defeat leaves the Hammers 7 points from safety.
Makes it worse when it's a freezing cold night and you leave, you've been beaten, and you got to get yourself home. It's horrible.
Well, I understand why fans aren't going now. It's expensive. You know, the game's on the TV and the radio as well. Why would you go and waste money when your team's...
Unless they've already paid for the ticket.
Exactly. Yes. Not good times.
Now, 11 points from 16 games. Nuno has made the worst start from any West Ham boss in the Premier League history since replacing Graham Potter back in September. Following the game, Nuno remained optimistic, though, that his side can still bounce back despite another loss.
7 points is a big gap.
Yeah, it is. We have to keep believing that we can have a good run. We can have a good run and change things. I believe.
Finally, when you put your head on your pillow tonight, you'll look back on the two defeats, Wolves and Forest. Ultimately, do you think that might be what determines your season?
The feeling will be the same, but the analysis of the game is totally different. I think today we did enough to win this football match.
I'm just looking at the table, Gab. Can they survive somehow? 7 and 8 points behind Forest and Leeds.
Do you know what, Al? I'll just look at their next game. Let's look at their next game. Spurs away. Spurs home record is not great.
There's no love lost there.
No, but Spurs home record is not great. Play on that. The manager there's under pressure. Then Sunderland at home.
Is he the type of manager to... See, you've sent managers before the game would state that. By the way, we come here, this is a derby for us, and we normally get something.
Exactly. But you look at their next 5. Spurs away. Sunderland at home. Chelsea away. Burnley away. Manchester United at home. Can they look at Spurs away? Sunderland at home, Burnley away, and Manchester United.
What do they need out of that?
Those 4 games, can you get 9 points? Can you get 3 out of 4 wins?
Oof.
That's what they have to, because they're running out of games.
Yeah. For more on this, we're now joined by a man who made over 200 appearances to the club. Former captain James Collins. Morning, James.
Morning, Ginge. You all right, mate?
Morning, boys. You okay?
Yeah, Gabby's talking about 4 wins out of 5. For me... just the body language just tells me it ain't going to happen.
Nah, you look at the last two defeats. They were pretty much must wins. Where do you start with it? Gabby's right. They need 9 points out of the next 5 games. But if I'm honest, speaking as a West Ham fan now, I can't see it coming. You look at the body language of the players; they look dejected. And bearing in mind, you've got to be able to defend and keep a clean sheet to win games as well, which for me, I listened to Alan Pardew earlier, is a major problem. How easy it is to score against West Ham at the minute when they're in a dogfight is not right. So there's a lot of things. They need something. They need to be able to nick a result somewhere. Obviously Gabby knows as well as me, when you're down there, things go against you, the penalty, the offside goal. When you're down there, that sort of things happen. But you look at the squad, who's in that squad, who's gonna grab it by the scruff of the neck and drag them out of it, if you like. I
think as well.
Played in.
Yeah, go on. Carry on, Gabby. Carry on, mate. Carry on. Sorry.
We've played in teams, Gabby, ourselves. You're down there and it's a dogfight, but you look around and you've got players that can motivate the team and make something happen. And unfortunately, at the minute, I look at the West Ham team and they all look down and can't see that spark.
When you watch someone like Paqueta, I mean, this is a player that Aston Villa were trying everything to get in the transfer window. It didn't happen. Then he scores, I think, against Nottingham Forest away, and he kisses the badge. But has he done enough for you, Gins? Because he's a top player on his day.
He is, Gabby. Obviously, what's gone on, off the pitch with him hasn't helped. That's clearly affected him. But they're the sort of players you need, Gabby. You need those boys to be performing. You need them to be, your sort of talisman, making things happen. We talk what a wonderful footballer he is. He has been. He hasn't shown that. No one in the West Ham shirt has, at all really this season. You look at
maybe.
Yeah, but Jazz, to be fair to him, he's doing his thing. He's trying. He scored 6 goals this season. Ali, he's our main man, and you can see it's really affecting him. Last night, I don't think he had his best game, but you could see he was trying. And it's hard as a player when you're that man and you've got to try and galvanise a whole team around you. It's tough, and you need people with you. I played for captains, great captains who do their thing, but we also had boys around who were doing a similar thing. I just worry for the characters and the sort of leadership that the West Ham team have got at the minute.
Well, Paqueta, for a start, getting sent off. He didn't want to be on the pitch. Not last night. A couple of games ago, a few games ago. That was just ludicrous. In the olden days, someone would have given him a slap and say, "What?" Yeah,
he would have got pinned up against the wall, Alan, in the dressing room years ago. And people would have questioned him. But that's again another thing. The players' mentality. It's almost like they lost last night, and it's all right. The next game, and just there's no accountability for what's going on at the minute. They're just thinking about the next game. And you look at their upcoming games, West Ham, and you're struggling at the minute, the way they're playing, to see where they're going to get a result from.
James, if you were sporting director, what would you do right now? The manager and the players that are coming in, would you still back the manager, give him money? It would be nice to know your thoughts, mate.
I'd be straight out for a proper centre-half, mate. Yeah. Someone who wants to head the ball, wants to keep... I mean, they've kept one clean sheet all season. 21 games, conceded 41 goals, 23 at home. You concede 23 goals at home. You've got to be scoring 2-3 a game to win a game of football. Yeah. It should, when you're in a dogfight like that and you're down there, I've been there myself. You need to keep clean sheets. You need to be solid. It's got to come from a solid base to win a game. And at the minute, any team that plays against West Ham fancies certainly getting chances, but certainly fancies scoring 2 goals.
Set pieces and stuff like that. Alan Pardew said that. I don't know if you heard it earlier. He said, go down the Championship, get a big towering centre back. Don't care if he's no good in the ball. To just help out the set pieces.
They've conceded, I think it's 12 or 13 goals from set plays. You look at the numbers. It's relegation. It is in numbers. And if I'm sporting director, I know they signed the 2 lads, the 2 centre forwards. I would have gone out and got a proper centre half. When I mean proper centre half, someone who wants to defend, who wants to. Hasn't got to be great on the ball, as Al says, wants to head the ball, wants to be dominant, the desire to go and head balls out of the box, keep a clean sheet, make blocks. That should be the first port of call for the club. They should be there today looking for that centre-half.
Millwall in 5th position. Gins, I'm sure they're waiting, licking their lips, waiting for West Ham to come for a derby.
Gabby, look, that's... But the situation we're in, me as 2-3 years ago, you never would have thought we'd be talking how we are today. The players we had, the way we were playing, obviously winning the Conference League, to where we are now is unbelievable, really. I've been West Ham player for a long time. I've lived in the area. I know a lot of my close friends are West Ham fans, and no one can really quite believe what's going on, what's happened at the football club. And like I say, the game's coming up. we need to get something. We need to get a scruffy result, keep a clean sheet, and hopefully go on, a sort of run that can get us. Certainly got to make those 7 points up, but get us somewhere closer to safety.
Yeah, you're spot on, James. Thank you.
Top man, James.
James
Cheers,
Collins
Gabby.
there.
Cheers, Al.
There you go. Right, coming up top of centre backs. Come over here from Pep Guardiola on just how damaging the injury crisis, special to the back for him for their title race. That's coming next.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
9:20. Have you seen Dino lately? Is he even about?
Dino, I think he was working over Christmas, yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. Good lad, Dino.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby alongside me. The Premier League action just keeps coming live on the talkSPORT network.
There's limbs everywhere, and it's rifled in by Buendia. Oh my word! What a goal for Fulham! Pocket of space for Foden. He gets it onto his left foot, drives it to the far corner. It's a world-class finish from a super player. Guehi with a curler! What a moment! Cunha down the right-hand side, into the area, slips it under the goalkeeper, and in.
Ruben Amorim sacked.
Across into the near post, and the header is sent in by Christian Romero. Mateus Mane has made it 3-0 to Wolverhampton Wanderers. The run comes to an end, 252 days without tasting victory.
He's Cavalier in and he'll score!
In towards Gravenberch!
High to the 6-yard box, and the header is in! Jurriën Timber!
The greatest drama in the world. This is the Premier League.
So 8 games tonight. Yes, 8. Live and exclusive on the talkSPORT network. Download the free talkSPORT app. Take your pick from the following 7:30 kickoffs. We have the Toffees. No, we don't. We'll do that later. Everton against Wolves. We have Bournemouth against Spurs. Good game, this one. Brentford against Sunderland. That's a tricky one to call, Gab.
Draw.
Would you? Score draw, 1-1?
Score draw.
Palace against Villa.
6 of the last 7 at Selhurst Park.
Incredible.
We've lost, so tough game, Al. Bogey team.
Is Emery the type to stand there before they go down the tunnel and say, hey, come on, this record's diabolical.
100%.
We put it right here.
This will be the game that he's like, come on, guys, come on. Palace aren't in great form. You know, they're missing some players. This is the time to go and get that result.
Yep, Davy Moyes, Everton, handily placed now. They take on Wolves. Fulham, Chelsea. Big game for Chelsea. Local derby. And City against Brighton. You fancy Brighton to get something, Gab?
Definitely something, at least a draw. Just because, Al, when you lose your 2 centre-halves that have been playing so regular, Gvardiol's out for months. Diaz has got a hamstring injury, 6 weeks. Stones has been out for a while. Kushinov doesn't look like he's ready yet. He looks a bit shaky, and Nathan Ake is not the Nathan Ake of previous seasons. So I'm worried for City defensively.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, at 8:15, we have Burnley against Manchester United. And what about this one? Newcastle against Leeds United. Cracker.
Don't be surprised at a draw in that as well. Leeds aren't scared of anyone at the moment. They're doing really well.
I love that. I've said it before. I love the way they go about the games, Leeds.
Energy.
Full of passion, energy. All right, they're on out of steam a little bit towards the end, but for a good hour and 15 minutes, they are at it.
And they've turned Ellen Road into a sort of scary place to come now. You know, even I watched the game against Manchester United, and especially the first 10 minutes, the challenges that were going in. Do you know what I mean? They were so physical, Leeds.
Right, head over to the live games tab on the app and find out exactly where to find each one. talkSPORT understands Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is in advanced talks to become interim boss of Man United once again. United head to Turf Moor tonight, live and exclusive on talkSPORT with Dan and Fletcher, in interim charge following Amadine Sutherland exit on Monday. So good luck, Dan. 5-time Premier League winner said he was never going to accept without making contact with his ex-boss.
Don't like to make any major decisions or things without speaking to Sir Alex, and that's something I've done since I've been at the club and since I've left the club. And everything I do, I've got a really good relationship with Sir Alex, so it's probably the first person that phoned actually, so I wanted to speak to him first. And ultimately to get his blessing, to be perfectly honest with you. I think he deserves that respect. I wanted to run it by him what he thought, and he was supportive of it, and he echoed my thoughts, which I've always said. It's your job to do the best for Manchester United. When you're an employee of the club, it's your job to do your best for Manchester United. And it's something that, it's amazing when he says something that I try and live and believe every day. So it was comforting for me for him to say that.
See, that's respect for you, Gab. That's respect.
Of course, yeah.
What are you pulling the face for?
No, I get it 100%, but you don't want to be going to Sir Alex for like decisions. You know, he should have his own thoughts about. Hopefully, he does have his own thoughts about the team he's going to play tonight.
I think he's just basically saying, but Gaffer, he probably still calls him Gaffer.
Oh, 100%.
Is this something I should take and give it my best?
Bit of advice.
Yeah, exactly, advice.
Yes.
I'm the same when I go to Cheltenham and meet Fergie. Elsewhere, United's rivals Man City host Brighton, hoping to close the gap on Arsenal to 3 points before the Gunners' game against Liverpool tomorrow. Also live on talkSPORT. Funny enough, talking about Fergie before I go on. You can see the little twinkle in his eye when McCoy meets him at Cheltenham as well.
Yes.
You know, because Ali was a rascal when he was young.
Yes, of course he was.
No doubt about it.
Worst.
And you can see Fergie smiling as Ali comes close to him.
I know what you got up to.
City have been hit with an injury crisis with key defenders Diaz, Guardiola both out. They've got horrendous injury problems now.
Stones is a worry as well.
Oh, here's Pep and how he's shuffling this pack.
You have to be 35 players in the squad. It cannot be sustainable for the team, economy, financially, and for the vibe. Always you spend more. There's some decisions that has been made, some decisions the club needs to sell, because always you have to make, financially our numbers. But I'm really pleased with the squad we had in the pre-season, in the season, and right now. So it's what it is. During the years happens sometimes, and wish him, Josko and Ruben come back soon, and John as well, and the players for Africa come back, and survive that moment, that period, and go for the next one. I'm so confident and positive, and we will do it.
His face after that Chelsea game, and I'll be honest with you, Gabby, and my face, I had 2-0 for a few quid.
Did you?
And when Alan hits the post, doesn't he? Left foot bender.
Yes, but what I worry about City, Al, is Semenyo is signing. We've heard that in the next couple of days. So they're going to have wingers, Doku, Savinho, Semenyo, Marmouche, Shirky and Foden have been playing as sort of 10s without wingers recently. How are you going to fit all these players in? That's a lot of attackers.
Doku can be brilliant and then he can be brainless.
Exactly.
Sometimes you think, wow. And other times you say, what are you doing? Look up, get your head up.
So I'm sure Pep, at the end of the season, there'll be a couple of those players that maybe will be on the way. Marmouche hasn't really done it. He's away with Egypt now, African Cup of Nations. But I just think they've got so many attacking options now, but they need defenders.
So we're talking, what, is it 6 points in it at the moment?
Yes.
Between City and Arsenal?
And Villa and Arsenal. And Villa and Arsenal, 6 points.
There's still time for City to claw this back.
100%. But
when they don't get a second goal and kill teams off, you always feel they're going to regret this.
100%. And how many times in that second half, Al, did they make the wrong decision? So many times Shirky was on and Foden kept trying to thread Haaland through the wrong ball, wrong decisions.
Don't get me wrong, Gab. We're sitting up high or we're watching on telly. You see more of the pitch, but you're saying, how has he gone left? It should have been right.
Exactly.
You got to take that into consideration.
I just look at Arsenal though, and I just look at them, the options they've got, Al. With players out injured, they're still looking strong. The way who was the last game to play? Bournemouth. Declan Rice coming up with 2 goals, great finishes, comfortable. So I just think Arsenal, it's theirs to lose.
Yeah, I agree with you, definitely. Okay, right, coming up, have we done that? Yeah, we have. Coming up, we'll speak to Gabby's former captain. By the way, if you missed earlier, Gabby was gutted that he never went to West Brom. I always thought he had a bit of a baggy in him. He had a chance to sign for West Brom. I can't believe that. That was you at Villa.
That's forgotten.
That's not. No, you should never have told me that. Boing, boing. Coming up, we speak to Gabby's former captain, Stiliyan Petrov, to find out what he makes of the news that Gabby tried to force a move to the Baggies and also get his perspective on the mess at Celtic. But what happens next with Martin back? 9:28.
He's gone! He is gone!
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
5 minutes to 10 o'clock, talkSPORT breakfast, excuse me. With Arnold Clark saving your next car on the real sale, it's the UK's biggest used car sale. And Gabby's alongside with Gabby the Grass, you'll find out why in a minute. Now, do we have to do a bit of cricket? Well, double Ashes winner Stevie Harmison joined Johnny Norman on Following On. This is the Ashes Inquest. That's on talkSPORT 2, by the way, and the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel, reacting to day 4 of the 5th Ashes Test. England closing on, I should say, 302 for 8. Oh, 302 for 8. A lead of just 119 runs now. Jacob Bethel, though, will resume on an unbeaten 142 after smashing his maiden Test century. Brilliant. Double Ashes winner Stevie Arms said the 22-year-old, yeah, he's a special talent.
He's been backed like Ollie Pope's been backed, like Zach Crawley's been backed, like Joe Bashir's been backed. But there's something different. Even when we seen him in New Zealand, there was an air of calmness. The shot selection that he's got, his ability to have time in the middle. When you see a player, you know a player. And I think the one thing that a lot of people have talked about who have played the game of cricket or have coached the game at the highest level, they go, there's a player there. Definitely there's a player there. And now it's about giving them the right chance and the right time and the right tools.
Stevie Armisen, yeah, disappointing again in Sydney at the moment, but Jacob Bethel, definitely, he'll be delighted with his performance. Now let's head north of the border over to Celtic, who made a stunning managerial U-turn, bringing Martin O'Neill back. Why the hell did they let him go? For a second spell until the end of the season. The 73-year-old stepped in for 8 games in the wake of Brendan's exit, back in October, winning 7 out of 8. It replaces Wilfred Nancy, who left the club on Monday after just 2 wins from his 8 games in charge. Martin initially backed Nancy in talks when yesterday reiterated that belief when questioned about the reasons behind Nancy's departure.
I think the same, absolutely. I mentioned that I draw the comparison or the parallel with myself when I went to Leicester City and couldn't win a game early on in proceedings. Obviously, the crowd were unsettled, and it's difficult at that stage. You know, I got a little bit of luck. I won a couple of matches away from home in a period of a week. We won 2, a midweek game at Charlton and another game at Crystal Palace, and that helped quell things for a while. But it was difficult, and sometimes it's when things are going badly, it's very, very difficult to pull it round. So I got a little bit of luck along the way, and 8 or 9 games or whatever it was is not very, very long at all, obviously. I know in this day and age, there's managers, the minute they step into a football club, have to win immediately. So, but that's that's very, very difficult to do. Someone who comes in doesn't know the players that well. Players have to learn what the manager wants to do. That takes a little bit of time, and that's really unfortunate. But in this day and age, it's instant results.
Yeah, I'm afraid they had to make the change. Had to. For more on this, we're now joined by a man who won 7 trophies under Martin while he was at Celtic. His former midfielder, Stiliyan Petrov. A very, very good morning, Stiliyan.
Good morning, Stiliyan.
Oh, good afternoon, guys. We're in a different part of the world, so...
Well, Stiliyan, Gabby's just... he can't keep a secret, Stiliyan. He said Abu Dhabi's meant to be a dry state. So, Stiliyan, I have to ask you, what were you and Gareth Barry, what were you drinking? Was that some...
No dry January, Stan?
Was that Abu Dhabi orange?
No, we only had 1 beer. Obviously, we couldn't finish our game of golf because of Gabriel. My wife is waiting for me on the beach. She's not happy as well, Alan. So I'm in the world of trouble, I'll tell you that.
Welcome to the club.
Celtic are in trouble? I'm in trouble.
Stiliyan, Celtic are still favourites with the bookmaker. Can you believe that? He told us this morning.
Of course, they're the favourites, especially now with Martin O'Neill coming back to the club. I always said I didn't think that they had to make that change earlier. I think it was a mistake. But fair play to Celtic. He takes a lot of guts to make that change so early. And they managed to do it. They've obviously realised the mistake, and they still have the chance to win the league. And they better make that change while they're still in touching distance.
Yeah,
Stan, there were reports you watch Celtic a lot more than me, but maybe missed chances from the attacking players as well would have cost Nancy his job. Do they need to sharpen up offensively as well, Celtic?
I think they have to sharpen up in every area. It's like every other club. If you have to develop, you have to add quality. You have to do it. And I'm sure Martin O'Neill will do that. I'm sure that after being in charge for about 7-8 weeks previously, he understands the squad. He knows what he needs and what exactly needs to be added. I think they need quality. They need a couple of good players to make sure they get that title over the line. but they definitely have to recruit and recruit well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Stiliyan, Gabby's Villa, looking at the table, it's a good season for Villa, lying in third place. He's worried about tonight's game, though, going to Crystal Palace, Villa's bogey side.
Yes.
He always worries, Gabby. He's that kind of person. Alan, he's that kind of person. He always worry about stuff. But Villa, what a season. What a job from Unai Emery and everybody around the club. I think the players has been playing incredible, magnificent games, great results. Every game is difficult in the Premier League, and obviously me and Gabby played together. We know how difficult it is to sustain that pressure. But I think they're playing well. They've got the confidence, and they're a good bunch of players and a good bunch of boys, and that makes a big difference.
Stan, what I hear from some of the players about the manager is that it's his in-game tactics. Even when they come in at half-time and the first half hasn't worked, he's not stubborn like some managers. He will change the tactics. He will tweak it. He will know what players to bring on the 70th minute to see out a game. That's a big part of management, isn't it?
You know, knowledge and understanding from players is really important. I've managed to see a couple training sessions, and you can see that Unai Emery works in a different way. The team is prepared to change 3-4 different systems throughout the game. They understand their roles. They understand what is required from them. And the sooner you change something, the messages are the same. They're quite used to it. And when you have an understanding and we have a team to understand what is required from them, it makes it much more easier. But don't forget that the team has a lot of quality, a lot of young players. I mean, Morgan Rogers, McGinn, I mean, even Watkins now is start firing as well. And it's important. It goes all over the place. And this is really important for the team.
Stiliyan, just give me a couple of lines on Manchester United. Looks like Solskjaer coming back in. Is this a backward step for Manchester United, or should they go for, I don't know, wait till the World Cup ends, or someone like Ancelotti, a big name that would suit Manchester United better?
To be honest, Alan, I only watch teams that are in the top 4. I'm not sure if I follow Man United. My friend Berbatov is not happy at the moment. I spoke to him the other day, and he's really disappointed for Man United. So whatever he's saying, they've been backtracking for a long, long time. And I hope they can get it right, because it's a huge, huge club.
So, Stiliyan, just on a lighter note, Palace against Villa tonight, you realise this was the last time the fixture took place, was Gabby's first and last co-commentary gig. Let's have a listen. What do you make of this, Stiliyan?
Oh, you
guys. Are Aston Villa's bogey team.
Number 26, Lamar Bogart.
They certainly are. I was actually glad that Crystal Palace won in the Europa League, because I thought to myself, we might lose them in the final.
Well, who knows how far Palace will go, as you say, in the Conference League.
I know, thank God they're not in the Europa League, because I'm sure they'd love to play us in the final, Joe.
So, Gabby, you've not been asked back. Is there a reason for that? Was it too cold on the gantry?
No, everyone knew their games for the whole season, so there's no space. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Bill, you're doing a fine job. Really happy to see you, buddy, and great to see you guys. And up the Villa, eh?
Stiliyan, but can you make sure you're back for Monday? We have 6 aside, please. Cut the holiday short.
I don't know. The wife wants me to extend the holiday, so I'm not sure, Gabriel.
If I was you, Stiliyan, I'd stay where you are. Don't worry about that.
Thanks, Alan. I always liked you.
Listen, thank you for your time.
Thank you, mate.
Have a lovely time.
Thanks,
lovely
guys.
holiday,
mate.
See you later.
Stiliyan Petrov, they are lovely, brilliant.
Must be nice. Abu Dhabi.
I know.
You ever
Do you know, I'm due a bit of sunshine, to be honest. I've not been. I'm missing the sun.
Oh yeah, your holiday starts from 0, doesn't it? Again, from January. Is that right? So you got loads to take.
No. Within reason. After Cheltenham, I know I'm going to have a little break.
Of course you did.
Coming up, we're going to be joined by legendary actor and huge West Ham fan, Ray Winstone, to find out if he wants Harry Redknapp back in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
26k for 2026 on talkSPORT.
Okay, 26k, lovely. Don't forget, just 2 days left to get your entry in. For your chance to win £26,000 at midday this Friday, we'll call the 26 grand for 2026 winner, and £26,000 will be paid into the bank account that day. We asked Gabby to round it up to 30 grand, but he's too tight. If I had one more move, he said, to West Brom, I could afford that. Don't miss your chance. Here's how to enter for your chance to win. Text WIN to 83338. That's WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 423 9761. That's 0343 423 9761. Lines close midday Friday. That's when you need to answer your phone if it rings. UK residents only, 18 plus. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com/win. So your chance to win, text WIN to 83338 now. Friday midday is the cut-off point. Good luck. Right, Gabby, just remind everyone how you tried to betray Villa and join West Brom.
No, I didn't, Alan. And that was for...
Who were you talking to?
No, but that was for all the lucky listeners that get up nice and early and heard us.
Well, those who missed it want to know what's happened.
Oh, they can go back and listen to it on the app.
Come on. What happened?
Yeah, so I had a meeting with Tony Pulis.
Oh, with Tony, yes.
I did, yes. But obviously it wasn't something that I was comfortable with.
What, they wouldn't increase your 70 grand a week?
Yeah, I wanted a 5-year deal on 100 grand a week, and they wouldn't do it. So I said no. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they couldn't. It was above their wage bill.
What was their highest at the time?
I think it was like 45, 50 maybe. I'm not sure. So I didn't want to lose money.
A lot of money, isn't it?
I didn't want to lose money.
What year was that?
2015 maybe.
Was it?
Yeah. So
I can see you being a bit stubborn when it comes to money, Gabby.
Oh. Yeah, don't get me started.
And you do that, or would your agent do it?
My agent done it, yeah. My agent does everything. No, but it was just a sit down.
And your agent, how does he enjoy living in Monte Carlo now?
No. He's local, to be honest. He just lives in Worcestershire.
Does he?
Yes. So yeah, he's local. But no, it was never going to happen. Now it was just a sit down meeting, but not something.
Good club, West Brom. Good club.
Is it?
Yeah, oh yeah. Good club. West Ham. I used to like going to West Brom, the Hawthorns and all that. They always seem to make a profit, didn't they, for years?
But they're struggling at the moment, Al. Sacked Ryan Mason. They're struggling at the bottom of the league, near the bottom of the league. They've not been in the Premier League, Al, since 2021. They used to always come up and come down, didn't they? But
I played against
John
years. Weil, Ali Robb,
yeah.
Brian Robson,
yes.
Statham, Bomber Brown, people like that.
Top players. Did they ever score five in the game?
No, don't think so.
Okay.
Now the Dreams The dreams of Hammers really are fading, with a lot of West Ham fans still, they're texting and emails. They're fading and dying, I'm afraid, like the bubbles. Are the club's hopes of extending its stay in the Premier League to a 15th year is looking unlikely now. Last night's 2-1 loss to Forest, you could say a bit unlucky. The London Stadium means they're now 7 points. Plus goal difference, don't forget, adrift to safety. So Jason and the Chunk had an idea to fix the situation at West Ham.
He's solid, he's organised. I thought coming in, I thought it'd be a decent appointment. It hasn't quite worked. All right, I get it, and the result's not there. But you're talking about you're going to sack Nuno, who has been in the Premier League for the last 2-3 seasons, knows what it's about. He does know how to get results because we've seen that at Nottingham Forest, and bring in a manager who's not been in the Premier League for what? 10
I know,
years?
but it's nuts. What we're saying is nuts, and I understand, and I totally get that. But when you are desperate people make desperate decisions, and it is a desperate call to help. And Harry Redknapp is Jay, I look, I'm watching, and I'm with you. But when you're here, now I'm not saying.
I'd love to see Harry in the dugout. I just don't know if that. Have they got anything to lose? Maybe not. Maybe West Ham have got nothing to lose.
If they're going to sack him, which we believe, look, if you listen to anyone that that's in the know about football, he is next. And this result, it does feel the last 2 games, the 2 teams he managed, Wolves and Forest, he got beaten both.
There you go, the boys last night talking about the possibility of Harry Redknapp coming back to the end of the season. That means missing Cheltenham. Is he going to do that? Join us now for more on this and whether Harry should get back in the West Ham dugout. Legendary Hollywood actor, massive West Ham fan. I'm delighted to welcome Ray Winstone. Ray, Happy New Year. Morning, Ray.
Good morning, Ray. Happy New Year, mate.
What's happy about it?
Well, apart from football, Ray, we've got another, the old gentleman's coming back to our screen soon, so that'll do it for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure when that is, Al, but it's definitely this year sometime, and maybe we'll do Gentleman 3 at some point. I'm not sure.
Oh, I hope so. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. What about with the boys I don't know if it was tongue-in-cheek there, Harry's busy at the moment, really enjoying his life. Would he... I tell you, it'd be a dilemma for him if he was asked, would he go back to the end of the season? Is that what the Hammers need, or is it too late?
Well, why would he want the aggravation, to be quite honest with you? I don't think you could keep pointing fingers at managers here. I mean, if you have to keep changing the manager month after month, it seems, there's other problems, isn't it? There's obviously problems going on at the club.
Yeah.
So I think it's different things. Nuno, he done some funny things last night, which Scholes, for me, was playing a blinding game. More tackles than anyone on the pitch, and he takes him off. Now, there may be reasons. He might have had a niggle. He might have seen something that the rest of us didn't see, but I don't know why he took him off. And Paqueta, who's a game changer at times, he took him off. I thought we were very unlucky last night. I think the VAR decisions were diabolical. They were there to see. The offside goal we got was touched back by a defender. That's what I saw, but I did have a couple of Jamesons at the time. But for me, it was a goal, and the penalty was not a penalty. Mind you, if I was a Nottingham Forest fan, I'd probably be screaming for a penalty. But at the same time, Solskjaer cleared the ball before it even got near the goalkeeper. So I don't know what you're supposed to do in those sort of situations. When you're down the bottom, I guess, nothing goes for you.
Right.
But our problems go back further than that. And it's halfway through the season now.
Yeah.
We've still got time.
Ray, 2 questions for you. First of all, what players deserve to wear the shirt at West Ham at the moment? And also, who is to blame for this mess at the club?
Well, for me, you look through the team and they all look good players. And Endes, since he's come there, has been a good player. Our defence obviously has got a problem. What it lacks in the side is emotion. I think there's a real lack of emotion. You look at the players' faces, they never seem to change. I love the fact that Souček comes on because he gives you 100% every time he plays. And little Somerville last night, 100%, never stopped trying. I like the look of the 2 new centre-forwards we've bought. They looked all right last night, you know, but there was my language, but that's how it feels this morning, you know. Look, get yourself going, you know, patting one another on the back, pushing players around, telling players what to do. There's a real lack of that going on within the team, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the worrying thing for me.
Well, I know what you mean, passion, and in the olden days, we're talking about the crowd as well. It's not the bowling, we know that, but a couple of crunching tackles, Julian Dix, Ray Stewart, boom, Bonzi, have a bit of that. That gets the crowd going. They'll say to you now, oh, we can't do that anymore, we get a red card.
What would you do in the back there, you know, bring someone like Dawson back or Agbonlahor, you know, players who actually were old-fashioned centre-halves, and that's what they're kind of missing. All this tippy-tappy at the back is lovely, but when you need a cruncher, that's when you want someone like the Dawson and Agbonlahor at the back there, and we're really missing that. You know, you can go back to the 70s and the 80s and all that, but them days are over, you know, they're gone.
Set pieces, you're losing too many goals, Ray. Set pieces, you know, corners, free kicks, they just concede. Shocking.
Absolutely diabolical, yeah.
Ray, listen.
You know, and you're talking about a manager now who was a goalkeeper who supposedly knows about defending, but the coaching for the defence seems to be appalling, you know.
Yes.
Ray, listen, we look forward to seeing you on the screen again, pal. Keep
mate.
the old chin up. Don't worry. As you say, a lot of games to go, but they got to start putting it right soon, mate. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And listen, Happy New Year, boys.
Happy New Year, pal.
Cheers, Ray.
Yeah.
Thanks, pal. Thank you, Ray.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, they've got to start putting it right.
Spurs
very
away.
Quickly.
Spurs away.
Well, you know, you just don't know what Tottenham are going to do these days.
Their record at home is appalling, Spurs. So no reason West Ham can't go there and get a result.
Okay, Gabby, you and me tomorrow again. Coming up, Jim and Simon. Gabby's back with me tomorrow morning from 6. That's if he doesn't try and force a move to 5 Live. Traitor. Join us tomorrow from 6. All the